And here we go. The Jaxson Dart era for the New York Giants is here, ladies and gentlemen. We've got breaking news here on New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green, and the New York Giants, they went out and they did it. We told you that they needed to go and do it. We told you they were most likely going to do it after hearing Brian Daboll speak to the media on Monday afternoon. And the day and the time is here. The New York Giants have benched Russell Wilson, and they are inserting Jaxson Dart into the starting lineup as their quarterback one. It is a move that I feel needed to be made. This is something that I don't think any Giants fan really wanted to see by week 4. I don't think the Giants had any plan to sign Russell Wilson and have him start just 3 games. But when you start 0-3, you're being showered with boos at MetLife Stadium, and you are struggling to put up points. You're allergic to scoring in the red zone. You're bailing from clean pockets, and you are consistently putting the ball in harm's way, which Russell Wilson has. You have to do what's best for the team long term. And the Giants are doing that. And they're putting their first-round quarterback into the fire, as they should. I'm pumped up. I'm ready to rock and roll. Jaxson Dart is the starting quarterback. If you're fired up, type those 6s in the comment section. Hit that thumbs up icon. Let's go, man. Let's go. Shout out to DJ. So we should have waited for week 5. Why? What are we waiting for? What, so you could just be 0-4 and lose another week of football, waste another week of football? There's no point to wait anymore. Like, it's the National Football League. This is a big boy league. There's no perfect time to play a rookie quarterback. Get the show on the road. Shit or get off the pot. That's my motto for Brian Daboll at this point. He shit. He stays on the pot. Mikey Dior says Dart is ready. Knives and stuff. Troll in the building. Bills boom IA. Max the 6. Kevin, what's happening? Charlie, Sebastian, Picho in the building. Drew says, is it laggy or is it just me? I think it's just you, my man. I think it's just you. Reload the stream. Drew says, Pump Jaxson Dart will be playing. I'm ready to see Jaxson Dart and Cam Scattaboo in the backfield together. Those guys, they love football. They breathe football. They want to embrace physicality. Those guys are up for bracing a challenge. And I'm ready to see Jaxson Dart and Cam Scattaboo be the backfield of the future for this organization. Marty, my man, $10 super chat. Salute to you. Shout out to everybody tuning in. 450 people watching. Breaking news, the New York Giants have benched Russell Wilson. They are starting Jaxson Dart this week against the Los Angeles Chargers. And the Jaxson Dart era is here. It is here. Marty, hello, Chat Sports family. It's Dart time. Let's go. Let's go, Marty. Let's go. Look, it gives you some hope. Season fell over after Sunday's loss. And this fan base, this organization, this football team, they needed a spark. They needed some juice. They needed some fire. Insert Jaxson Dart. You check those boxes. I'm ready, man. I'm ready. I know a lot of y'all are ready as well. Let's go, Marty. Thank you for being here. Let's go, Giants. $2 super chat. Salute to you, my friend. Future is now, and go and get a kicker comeback season. Reports are out there that the New York Giants are working out some kickers today. I think it's mandatory that they go and sign a new kicker. I think they have to at this point. You should have cut Graham Gano in the offseason. We were preaching it all summer long. Here we are. Here we are, shout to my man, Let's Go Giants. Got producer Connell in the house today. J.R. Smith Goated coming in with a $5 super chat. How we feeling, AC?
Feeling good, man. This is a day where, as a Giants fan, you are going to remember where you were when this happened. When you saw that first tweet, you saw that first Instagram post, you heard that the Jaxson Dart era was beginning. You're going to remember where you were. Hopefully, this is the beginning of a new era of Giants football. Get the bad taste out of our mouth that we've had for the last 5-10 years, really since the last franchise quarterback that we had, Eli Manning, has been gone. We've had that kind of just bad taste in our mouth. So I'm ready for Dart. I'm ready for Dart season. I'm ready for it to get going, and hopefully this gives the team some juice going into this week against a tough matchup in the Chargers.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy. And I know everyone's like, well, you should wait till next week. Should have waited till this. Should have waited till that. There's no perfect time to make a quarterback change. There's no perfect time to put a starting quarterback in. The only time I think they missed was week 2. I think that would have been the most soft landing spot for him. But you know what? The NFL's not about soft landing spot. It's about getting it out through the mud, and Jaxson Dart's got to do that.
See what you can do, kid. It's time. Let's go.
You got all that confidence. You have it for a reason. Go be a leader. Go be a leader, man. Play with confidence. Play with swag. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Just be you. Be the guy that got you to this point. We're not asking Jaxson Dart to be anybody else but who he is.
That's why they drafted him. That's why Brian Daboll handpicked him. That's why he believes in him, is because of what he saw, what he could already do. It's part about what he can become, but Brian Daboll knew he didn't have time to sit and develop a quarterback for years and years. This wasn't a multi-year project. Brian Daboll knew he needed a guy to come in and play well this season, so he believes in him. We believe in him. It's time to go.
It's about finding solutions and finding answers to the questions at this point. Brian Daboll's job's on the line, and it doesn't make sense to fire Brian Daboll before you go and put Jaxson Dart in, the quarterback that he hand selected. So here you are.
Yeah.
Let's see what you got.
And G3 Greg, thank for your super chat. What does Dart need to do for Brian to keep his job? I think it's looked good. I think it's looked like a franchise quarterback. I think that's kind of the simplest way to put it. I don't know if it's necessarily win dependent. Wins would be great, and wins would mean he would definitely keep his job. But I think if he looks good and looks like a franchise quarterback, looks like the Giants don't need to pick a new one next year, they're not in position to pick a new quarterback, I think it's gonna help Brian Daboll a lot. And I think we talked about this on the post game, is that it wasn't all like there were other parts of the offense that played well. The run game was moving well. Scadaboo had a good game. The offensive line protected pretty well. We know there's talent at receiver, so it's not going to be about Dart elevating necessarily. There is things around him that should make it easy for him to have a transition into the NFL.
Yeah, I agree with a lot of that. I don't think that the Giants need to go out and start stacking W's and go on a win streak and march their way into the playoffs. But for Brian Daboll to keep his job at this point, I think that there needs to be a feeling inside the building that Jaxson Dart is the right guy. And that can come in a variety of ways. That can come with making this team look like a competent NFL offense. It can make you look like better than what you were. All that the Giants need to end the season with the belief that they made the right pick for Jaxson by picking Jaxson Dart for Brian Daboll to keep his job. It's kind of just that simple for me.
And I think, people may say, oh, this is not a great landing spot for him, or it's a tough matchup, but I think right now with the timing of this, the bar is low. We've seen how Russell Wilson played last week. It's not going to be hard to be better than that. So it kind of gives Dart that less pressure, I would say, in terms of you play him after Russell Wilson just threw for 450, and all of a sudden it's going to be like, Russ just did that. Why can't Dart do that? We just saw Russ go, 50% completion percentage, terrible in the red zone, 2 interceptions.
1 of 10 on third down.
It's just so the bar is low here, and I think in terms of that, from a confidence and landing spot perspective, less about the opponent and more about what they've gotten recently at quarterback. So
how about Jaxson Dart gets his feet wet this week and he's ready to rock and roll and beat the Saints in Week 5?
Exactly.
Get the rookie jitters out of the way, get the debut jitters out of the way against the Chargers, and it makes him that much more comfortable for a winnable game down in New Orleans.
And I think the fans are going to be a big part of it. Like Pete Cho, I'm sure a lot of Giants fans, they were out after this game. Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in, and I love it. Let's go 6. I think the home crowd is going to embrace Dart. We saw last week with the boos for Wilson and the cheers for Dart. I think getting him his first start at home is kind of an underrated storyline in this.
I agree. I love the fact that he's getting his season career debut at home. I talked to a lot of people that were at the game. They said it was a lousy crowd. So there was a lot of red there, a lot of Chiefs fans there. There was no optimism at the pregame tailgates. Everyone was just talking about, when is Brian Daboll going to get fired? Talking about the regime change already, heading into a Week 3 game, Sunday Night Football. Like, this should change the spirit at MetLife Stadium this week. I really think it should.
Absolutely. Energy for the fan base, energy for the team, just overall just an injection of life into the New York Giants. And I'm excited to see it. And, you know, we've been here live for a little bit, so anyone who hasn't or wasn't here at the beginning, obviously, Jaxson Dart named the starter. We got 620 people in here, only 116 likes. Our goal at Chat Sports is to get that 50% like percentage. If you haven't liked the video already, like it. Helps us out, free, and helps grow that Giants community that we're trying to build here at Giants Now.
If you have liked the video, type those 6s down below. I'll have my guy Andrew Connell give some shout-outs to all the real ones in the building. Hit the like button, comment 6. Let's get up to 300 likes right now. We'd really, really appreciate it.
Randy, Kingslayer, Z5 Star, Marty, Ken, Mikey, Justin, Nope, Anthony, LD, Jason, Kendall, Josh, Derek, Kingdom, Anthony, Witherman, Mamadou, Earl, Nope, Big Al, Woody, Austin, Kelvin, Mikey, Royal Ron,
Let's go. Hit
Joey
that
B.
thumbs up icon.
Appreciate all the real ones. We're almost at 200. We're trying to get to 300, get around that 50% like percentage. Shout out to all the real ones commenting 6 in the chat. You guys are all excited for Dart. We're excited for Dart. It's a new era of Giants football.
Are you a little surprised that Russell Wilson is remaining on the team and going to be the backup quarterback?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, what good does it do the Giants to cut him, I guess? I don't think there's going to be that that aspect of, like, the fans clamoring for Russ to go back in. There's not going to be that Dart looking over his shoulder. I think it's pretty clear that this job is his no matter how he plays, as long as he stays healthy for the rest of the season.
Yeah. We just kind of know who Russell Wilson is.
Yeah.
And is he a guy that's willing to take the back seat? Salute to him. Look, we have no attachment to Russell Wilson. There's no reason for Giants fans to feel any sort of emotional connection to Russell Wilson. He's been here for a cup of coffee. Yeah. He's 0-3. Feel bad that a man lost his job today, but what happened today is what's best for the Giants, I believe, now and going into the future.
And I think there's that aspect of, can they trade him, obviously, like the fact that he's almost of no use to the Giants anymore. I hope that Russ, we know he's obviously had those issues arise in the past with the culture of the team, but hopefully he can bring that positive part of just Dart, how to be a professional quarterback, how to prepare for the game, how to get ready, how to handle the ups and downs as he's had in his career. I think maybe they find some value in that, because for a trade, there's already a number of teams dealing with starting quarterback injuries. You would think if there was some interest, they may be able to move him now, so maybe they hold on after the trade deadline, then they let him go. I mean, Russ, if he knows that there's no one willing to sign him, I don't think he would want to get cut by the Giants either, so he would cooperate with them and what they want.
Agree. My man, GA, what's up, Beast Mode? Thank you for the $10 super chat, bro. Shout out to all 690 people in the building. Shout out to y'all. We'll be live as long as you guys want to chop it up about Jaxson Dart. We'll get into a mailbag coming up in a little bit. All super chats do get on screen. We're also going to do a Jaxson Dart jersey raffle coming up in a second. But let's get to the super chat from my man GA. I believe in Dart, not Dable's ability to develop him. Look at DJ as soon as he left. He is playing like he was expected to. Let me know if you agree. I'll go bit by bit here. I believe in Dart. I do believe in Dart. Not Dable's ability to develop him. I do think Brian Dable has the ability to develop a quarterback. I do. Do I think he's this QB whisperer? No. Do I think he's able to turn water into wine? No. Do I think that he can build an offense, a scheme, a plan of attack to get the best out of Jaxson Dart? I think he can do that. And as far as the Daniel Jones stuff, who cares? Like, respectfully. I don't have anything to say about Daniel Jones. It's been 3 games.
All right. So we are doing a 50-50 and a Jaxson Dart jersey raffle. You see Marshall's Venmo and Cash App there on the screen. If you go ahead and send him one of those, we'll get you in. There'll be 2 runnings. We'll do it.
Did you know Daniel Jones is on pace for 17 touchdowns this year?
1 a game. That's I think that's pretty. It sounds about average to me for an NFL starting quarterback.
Yep.
Probably below, honestly.
It's almost like his season high. 17 touchdowns.
But hey, I mean, that's all.
Hey, there's Colts channels out there. If you want to go watch Daniel Jones and talk about Daniel Jones, you can go do that, my man. I'll forever say it. I don't think he's a good quarterback. Time will tell. 3 games doesn't tell a story. We are going to do a 50-50 raffle. Want to have a chance to win some money or a chance to win a Jaxson Dart jersey today. Send a $20 Venmo or $20 Cash App to the names on screen. You can enter as many times as you want. All right, so let's run through all the super chats coming in real quick. People are excited. People are ready to talk about it. My man, the big homie, sent in a $5 Cash App. Shout out to you, my man. It's $20 to enter. If you send it 15 more, we can get you in there. I could send it back if you want. Or if you just want to support the channel, I'm cool with that as well.
Lorenzo, $2 super chat. Appreciate you supporting the channel. Excited for Jaxson Dart to get ready to go. Thanks for watching, man. Everything means a lot to us. So
we appreciate you, Lorenzo. Thank you, brother.
Witherman42, I'll be at the game on Sunday. At least this gives me something to look forward to now. Go Big Blue. Yeah, I think we hit on a lot of like how this impacts the fan base as well as just the team and the organization with all the aspects of Brian Dable and Joe Shane and what they have on the line as well. So I expect the crowd to be pretty pumped up to see Jaxson Dart on Sunday.
Yeah, like there's not a whole lot 2 hours ago to be pumped up about this football team. Like, I know season ticket holders that were trying to sell their tickets to Chargers fans this upcoming Sunday.
I didn't even know those existed.
I don't know if that's changed, but I would assume that people want to watch Jaxson Dart play football. The unknown is exciting.
Yeah, I think they ran the risk of the same thing of last season happening where the fan base got so frustrated seeing loss after loss after loss with no hope really once they realized that the season was lost. There was no chance at the playoff. Now you kind of rope people back in. You kind of give people a reason to watch. If it's anything like what we saw in the preseason, obviously that was just preseason, but that's what was so disappointing about the first couple games. The energy was so high from what we saw from this team overall, but a lot of that was related to Jaxson Dart and how he looked in the preseason. Then you kind of get that downswing of the frustration and disappointment of the first 3 games that we've had, and hopefully they can recapture some of those vibes around the fan base.
Yeah, like there's something to cling to this team now. Russell Wilson was a substitute teacher. Is what it is. I appreciate the work that he put in. I appreciate the leadership that he brought, and I hope that he could be a great mentor and a great veteran to a young Jaxson Dart who is still learning the NFL landscape. Hopefully Jaxson Dart can continue to learn from Russell Wilson. Hopefully Russ is still willing to be a teacher to Jaxson Dart. Giants didn't make any promises to Russell Wilson about how many games he was going to start this year. Like, he knew what it was. We know what it is.
Yeah, and I think, listen, Russ knows. If you ask him, I think he'll say he didn't play well enough. I think he said that. It's pretty clear after last week. I don't really think he can look at it and say, I should be getting more time here based on the results that they've had so far. And even when he has played his best, it still hasn't been good enough to win. So.
Like, the way the Giants were playing offense the last 3 weeks, that's not going to work.
No, it's just we saw the only team it worked against was Dallas, who, as we've said, is more than likely not one of the worst teams in the NFL, and defensively one of the worst defenses in the NFL. So that's a little bit of the outlier in this 3-game sample here.
Shout out to Pete Fave and Brian Bradford. Both of y'all are in the 50-50 raffle as well as the Jaxson Dart jersey raffle. So we'll do that before we sign off today. Salute to y'all, and thank you for supporting the channel.
Daniel Knowles, get him 2 starts before the Eagles. If one game versus the Chargers would ruin him, he wasn't the guy. Let's go, Dart. He has a chance to become a mini legend on Sunday. Let's embrace it.
Yeah, like, there's no proper time to put a guy into the fire. If you were looking for some storybook ending for the Russell Wilson experiment to hand it off to Jaxson Dart, it was never going to happen. The only one that made sense was Week 5. But who do you got right after Week 5? You got the Eagles, you got the Broncos, and you got the Eagles again.
Giants have the hardest strength of schedule in the NFL, so there was never going to be a multi-game soft landing spot for Dart to go. It just doesn't exist.
And you know what? If you're the guy, you're the guy.
Shouldn't matter, yeah.
Like, you're the guy or you're not. And I don't want anyone, James, I know my voice doesn't sound well. Trying my best, my man. I'm trying my best. If you want us to sign off, we could sign off, but I'm doing my best. 770 people in the building. We appreciate y'all. You had to play him. You could not trot Russell Wilson back out there. You couldn't. He's a dead man walking at this point.
Yeah, there was no way to explain why he would have been the guy to start this game if they decided to put him back out there. There would have been no logical explanation to anyone, to the team also, which is the most important thing. The guys, if they know that this guy can't lead them to wins, it just brings the energy and the vibes down on the entire team, and that starts to leak over onto the other side of the ball.
Like, this season, at this point, it's not about wins anymore. It's not about wins. You're 0-3. You're not going to the playoffs. It's about building. The Giants are officially in a rebuild. They're in a rebuild. Is it year 4 of the regime? Yes. Should you be in a rebuild in year 4? No. Facts are the facts, though. It's where we're at. Like, you could try to dress it up with Russell Wilson and all this money spent on the defense, saying we're trying to go and win games. They tried. It didn't. It didn't work. So you cannot tell me the Giants are trying to make the playoffs going forward. They're trying to get answers to questions that they have. Like, is Brian Dable the right coach for the future? Is Jaxson Dart the right quarterback for the future? Because, Connell, we've talked about it. There's a chance in 9 months the Giants are picking in the top 5, and they need to know if Jaxson Dart is the quarterback or not.
This gives you 14 games. 14 games should be pretty clear one way or the other whether or not he's the guy. And a lot of that's going to be where are they picking? If they're picking in the chance to land a new franchise quarterback, 14 games with Dart probably means he may never, ever become a guy. So I think this was the right move overall. And I don't know. I think that one thing also is what happens on Sunday is not going to be –
it's irrelevant.
Yeah, what his career is going to be. Because no matter what happens, you know the story is going to be Jaxson Dart is the guy, or it's going to be Jaxson Dart flops in game one. And you just can't. It's one game. You can't overreact too strongly one way or the other. Look at the last time we had a quarterback debut. What happened in one game and what happened for the rest of his tenure with the team? It wasn't representative. So I think you need to give him the season before we make any declarations about whether or not he's the guy, whether or not he's not the guy.
We'll all have gut feelings after the game, but I think it's safe to say Jaxson Dart deserves a 14-game trial run here.
Trial run, exactly. It's an audition here for next year now at this point, and potentially other coaches or GMs depending on what the Giants decide.
And like, I've got inside information here. Jaxson Dart's going to struggle on Sunday. Like, if you think Jaxson Dart's going to go out there, throw for 500 yards, throw 5 touchdowns, you know what? I hope you're right. It's going to be a lot more fun rooting this team on. But 99% of the time, Andrew Connell, rookie quarterbacks struggle.
It's hard to play quarterback in the NFL. If it was easy, we wouldn't be talking about it. There wouldn't be discussions about is a guy going to be a guy or how's he going to look. It would just be, okay, he's easy. And this is a good team he's going against. They're going to get a real good – I heard this yesterday when they were talking about on the Monday Night Football for the Detroit Lions. It's going to be a measuring stick for Jaxson Dart about where he's at in his first game as an NFL quarterback. And I don't think we should overreact one way or the other, but then it'll be a good point as we then see a different team and different teams, and as he gets better each week, hopefully, where he's going. This should be the worst game that Jaxson Dart ever plays, theoretically. First game in the NFL as a quarterback. So
just go out there, play your game, be confident, and let the chips fall where they may. Like, Giants are probably going to lose the game. They were going to lose it with Russ, too. Chargers are looking like a Super Bowl favorite right now. Let's give him some time. Let's let him go through the ups and downs. Let's let him experience what it's like to be a rookie quarterback. This is the fun part of being a fan of a dumpster fire. You get a rookie quarterback. You get to see him develop. You get to see if he's going to be that guy.
Yeah, it's you only get this once every couple years because you have to give guys time to develop and see whether or not they're the guy. So having someone who may be the franchise quarterback is a lot better than there's other teams in the NFL who are also 0-3 who don't have that guy. And this is a reason, something the Giants have that they can look forward to and build off of. And Greg says that he thinks Andrew Thomas being back was a deciding factor in Dart playing this week. I don't know. I mean, the offensive line this season, I think it could be better, but I don't think it's been like, oh, there's no way he's going to be a dead man if he gets back there behind that line.
Not many rookie quarterbacks get to play on an offense that features an all-pro left tackle, features a top 10 right tackle in the NFL, features a top 5 wide receiver in the NFL. You don't get that often. It's a pretty decent supporting cast for Jaxson Dart.
Yeah, you look at that, and you look at and that was the thing that we talked about in terms of like why if Russ can't work with these guys around them, what are we doing? Why are we still playing him? He was very clearly the biggest problem on offense on Sunday night with some of his decision making, some of his throws. If you're not getting those kind of the high IQ quarterback play from a veteran quarterback, there's no point in playing him over a rookie. He doesn't have better physical tools than Jaxson Dart. So let's go to the rookie. Let's see what he can do. Let him, if he makes those mistakes, he's supposed to make those mistakes. Russell Wilson in year 13, not supposed to be making those mistakes.
We've got all of the bad from Russ in 3 weeks. We've only had 1 week of the good.
A sliver of good. And it may even be fool's gold because it wasn't really a tough test. At all.
Greg, I don't necessarily think that the Giants made this move because Andrew Thomas is back, but it makes the move easier to make. Like, you could tell yourself and make yourself feel better about the move because, like, oh, we do have Andrew Thomas back over there. But I don't think that they're like connected exactly.
Yeah, I think Andrew Thomas was going to play when he was healthy. I think Jaxson Dart was going to play when the time was to make the switch. They're happening to most likely happen in the same week. I don't know what Thomas is expected to. Is he expected to be a full go or go a higher pitch count than he had last week? But it's certainly something that's going to help Jaxson Dart. Whoever would be playing there, not going to be as good as Andrew Thomas, no matter who you are, even though Marcus Bowe has looked good, just not Andrew Thomas there. So,
shout out to everybody in the building, over 800 people watching. If you could, please hit that thumbs up icon. We would greatly, greatly appreciate it.
Kelvin, I think we kind of talked about this a little bit. He's going to struggle week one. We're confident in the quarterback that he is, the quarterback that he's going to become. We trust the Giants that they're not going to put him out there if he's not ready to play, but we can't expect him to look like a top 5 NFL quarterback in his first start.
I just want the Giants to do what he does well. Let's go back to that hurry-up offense that they ran in the preseason. Let's not be afraid to go to some empty sets, 5 wide. Let's use his legs. You have to put him in a spot where he can maximize his ability. Like the biggest Jaxson Dart people in the world, Jaxson Dart himself, Jaxson Dart's father, Jaxson Dart's mother, Lane Kiffin. If you put him on a lie detector test, they would tell you there's going to be some plays where it's like, what are you doing, young fella? It's going to happen. That's the nature of walking the walk of a rookie quarterback.
I think we saw it a little bit in the preseason. Overall, very good, but we saw the play where he slid and got hurt. It's just like something you get from going through the NFL, playing NFL reps, and realizing, okay, this is something that I may have been able to do in college, or he didn't slide, and that's something that I can't do in the NFL. And there's going to be other instances of that, whether it's throws that he can or can't make, checks and calls at the lines, different looks that hadn't seen in college before he's going to see in the NFL. And I assume he's been working through some of those in practice, and they're pleased with where he's at, because otherwise I think if they thought he was going to totally flop, they wouldn't put him in the game, no matter how bad Russ was playing.
Already have confidence in him to play. They had a package for him to play week 1. He played week 2. He played week 3. It's time. When you draft a quarterback in the first round, you play him. I know there's some instances where they don't play. Not everybody's the Packers. If it was that easy, everybody would do it. Not everyone gets to have an Alex Smith and also have a Patrick Mahomes waiting in the wing. Doesn't work like that.
Yeah, they tried. I think in their best case scenario, Russ was lighting it up and the Giants were winning games, and it was, we want to go to Jaxson Dart, but we can't because we cannot take Russell Wilson off the field. That's clearly not the case after what we saw on Sunday night.
So here we are. My confidence level in him, I'm confident that he could play the quarterback position as good, if not better, than what we've seen this year. Does that mean we're going to win? No. Does that mean the Giants are back to being a playoff team? No. But I have confidence in the player. I do. And all I want to see, get better every single snap.
That's all we can
Just
ask.
Get better every single snap.
Yep, that's what this season is for at this point. Giants aren't. I think I saw there's only been one 0-3 team ever to come back and make the playoffs, so it's not looking good for the Giants. But what we can hope for and what the new goal of the season is Jaxson Dart to be the best version of himself by week 18.
Agreed.
Marshall, you sound sick. Get well soon, brother.
I'm trying, man. I feel fine. Just my voice has not bounced back, but I'm trying my best. I appreciate you, Marty.
Michael Champlin, after watching that product in person and spending that money to watch that, thank God they made the change. Yeah, I think we've talked about there's a few dimensions and a few levels to why this change happened now. Obviously, the most important thing is the on-field product, and it just hasn't been good enough. I think it's the extra layer of seeing Brian Daboll and Joe Shane and what their future is going to hold with the Giants. And a lot of that it pretty much all hinges on Jaxson Dart. And I think it's the fans, and you saw them losing the fan base at that game with the booing. And there's no way they could throw Russell Wilson out there on Sunday and tell the fans we are trying our best to win games. So I think there's a few different layers that go into this decision.
I agree. They had to do it. Michael, appreciate you being here. Always showing love to the channel. Means a lot to us. It was so obvious. And Brian Daboll, he opened the door yesterday. And you don't shut that door after you already open it. Like, there's things on the tape from Sunday that I think Jaxson Dart could have done a better job than Russell Wilson. Like, this opens up the offense as well.
I think one thing we've noticed is they haven't thrown the ball over the middle of the field at all. And when you're restricting yourself on the football field, there's already not a lot of room to work. And when teams know they can pretty much just ignore the middle of the field, it makes it hard. And you saw guys were not open. They were squeezing Malik Neighbors every time. He couldn't find any space to work. Should be at least gives the Giants a little more flexibility play calling wise. You want to be limited play calling wise at all.
And like, you have the extra dynamic of him being able to buy time behind the line of scrimmage, him being able to tuck and run it for 7 yards if he needs to. I applaud Russ. He was willing to use his feet a little bit this year. Russ 10 years ago was one of the best creators behind the line. He's not that guy anymore. Jaxson Dart's going to find some hidden yardage on plays because of his ability to be an athlete and be a north and south runner. The Giants have been horrible on third down this year.
Yeah,
it's another thing defenses have to game plan for now.
Numbers are not good. I think in football, on both sides of the ball, something that's always important is being as multiple as possible and just giving yourself as many options so that the teams don't know what's coming. I think Jaxson Dart gives you that multiple run-pass option element of they know there's not many things they can cross off the play sheet that the Giants are going to run when Jaxson Dart's in the game. He can throw the ball over the middle. He can throw the ball down the field. He can run. He can use quarterback run.
The Giants were converting third downs at the 31st best clip in the NFL, 27.5%. So you had the 31st ranked third down offense. You had the 31st ranked red zone offense. Like, the proof was there that a change, like, even if the Giants didn't have Jaxson Dart and it was Russ and Jameis, they should still make the change to Jameis.
Yeah.
Russ isn't getting it done.
This is about Dart being ready, but it's also impossible to ignore the fact this is about Russ just doesn't have it in the tank anymore.
That's where we're at.
He's not the player he once was, and that's not many people are in year 13. So that's nothing really against him. It's just he's just not where he was anymore.
Shout out to Michael. Shout out to Weekend Wednesday as well. We appreciate you, man.
So we're playing an undefeated good team next week. I think this is a good decision. There is no pro tape on Dart to watch, only preseason perfect timing.
Look, would I have rather Jaxson Dart come out and start against a winless team? Yeah. I love that he's getting his first start at home.
Absolutely.
I love that his second start will be a game the Giants are probably favored in. So get the jitters out of the way. Get your feet wet. Get the first game debut mistakes out of the way. Let's end the game strong. And let's carry that confidence over to New Orleans. And let's go beat a bad Saints team.
The bar is low for Dart right now. He is not replacing a franchise legend. He's not replacing a guy who is coming off, playoff appearance or MVP level season. Dart can deliver a win in his first or second start. The fans are going to be fired up and happy that the Giants made this change. So I think that's kind of what goes into the timing. And I think we talked about just needing to evaluate him, which is what Weekend Wednesday said here, is to get some pro tape on him and give the Giants an answer on Jaxson Dart and give him some experience.
There was a lot of things wrong with the Giants offense, from play calling, plan of attack, scheme, offensive line at times not holding up. There were yards and there were plays and there were chances left on the field, though.
Yeah, I think that's the one thing I'll give Brian Dable is there have been times this season and in past seasons with some other quarterbacks where it's not often, but there have been times where guys are open and the right throw is not made and the right decision is not made. So I will give Brian Dable a little bit there, is that there are times where he can dial up the right play, but it's got to be both the player and the coach putting them in the best position to succeed. I think that's really it.
I think Jaxson Dart handles pressure, meaning pass rush pressure, better than Russell Wilson at this point. Jaxson Dart's eyes don't go down as soon as pressure is in his face. He doesn't bail out of clean pockets because he's seeing ghosts. I think that you can squeeze more juice out of this team with Jaxson Dart. Does that mean the Giants are going to beat the Chargers? Probably not. Does that mean the Giants are going to go on and win 5 games in a row? Probably not. Are the Giants going to the playoffs? No. But you're putting the rubber to the pavement, and you're giving yourself a chance to figure out, is he the right guy? That's all we need at this point.
Yep, and that's giving yourself as much time as possible, as much data as possible to determine that, as much tape as possible, like when the Weekend Wednesday said. That's the best thing for the Giants right now. So thank you, Weekend Wednesday. Appreciate your support. Den's the boxer. I believe Russ will be a good backup. Still love Russ, but excited to see the rookie. Yeah, if Russell Wilson doesn't want his career to be over, he's got to show he's capable of being a backup in the NFL. If he wants to continue to play beyond this season with the Giants or another team, I don't think anyone else is giving Russell Wilson a starting job after this. I don't think that's a crazy thing to say. So if he wants to keep playing football, he has to prove that he can be a backup in this league. And if he's not, he may be looking for a job for a long time next offseason. So thank you, Dent.
I agree. Like, the next stage of Russell Wilson's career is being a backup.
If he wants to. Obviously, he doesn't need to keep playing if he wants to. He's had a long career. He's made a lot of money. But if he wants to keep playing football, he's got to be a backup.
Look, Russ, I'm sure the Giants gave Russ an opportunity to say what he wants. Do you want to be on this team still? Do you want to be the backup? Do you want us to release you? I think he elected to say, I'm willing to be the backup.
Yeah, and it's football. There is a non-zero chance that they need him again to play this season. That would mean probably an injury to Jaxson Dart, and we're not hoping that happens. But probably a better chance and a higher probability he plays that way than another team picking him up after the way he's played early to start the season. So, Chef Papo, with Mr. Dart on the field, everything opens up for the Giants. Yeah, we've talked about kind of the difference between just the play calling and what's available now to Mike Kafka, to Brian Dable, the things that other teams need to account for with his running ability, his arm strength, his ability to throw the ball over the middle. It's I guess we can go further in this. How different do you expect the offense to look, Marshall, on Sunday?
I think it's going to look different. I do. I think you're going to see more quick game from Jaxson Dart. We didn't necessarily see that from Russell Wilson. Getting the ball out quick, more spread offense, more shotgun looks, more design quarterback runs, hopefully some usage of the tight end. Tight ends haven't been used this year. Hopefully you can get the ball to Darius Slayton a little bit more. Not the biggest fan of his, but you're going to be paying a guy $12 million a year. You should probably have more than 3 catches for 90 yards in 3 games.
Yeah, and there are some things he does well. Listen, if Darius Slayton's playing well, the Giants' offense is probably going pretty well. So I think that if they can get him the ball, that's a good sign. It only makes defenses account for something else, another player that can hurt them, and hopefully brings up some more opportunities for guys you are looking to get the ball to a little more, like Neighbors and Wan'Dale Robinson. So.
How about moving the pocket a little bit? How about some sprint outs? How about some bootlegs? How about getting Dart on the move? I'm expecting this offense to look different. I am.
And with that, I think the defenses have to play them differently. G3 teams can't sit in too high with Dart, so I think there'll be better flow for the offense. Maybe play calling a little better. Russ was looking limited. That kind of hits on a lot of what we just talked about in that the offense should look different with Dart in there. It would be malpractice to call the exact same plays you call for Russell Wilson that you call for Jaxson Dart. So that should only – and I think maybe, hey, against the Chargers, obviously Dart played in the preseason, but there's an element of surprise. Obviously, the Giants aren't going to call their number 1A plays all preseason long, so they don't know what the Giants' offense is going to look like with Jaxson Dart, and hopefully that gives the Giants a little bit of advantage in a game where they probably need it.
Also got some breaking news here. The New York Giants are signing – is it Younghoe Koo?
Younghoe, yeah.
Not Young-Ho. Younghoe Koo to the practice squad. So the Giants have gone out and signed a kicker, Younghoe Koo, formerly of the Atlanta Falcons. He has struggled in his NFL career, but he's a healthy kicker, and he can make a PAT.
Yeah, and we've seen him have success. He's had struggles as well, obviously, but he had a pretty good run in Atlanta prior to the season. And listen, Atlanta got rid of him, and then their guy they signed was not good after he had a bad game. I think missed a few field goals. So there's a chance that maybe they pulled the plug a little early on Koo. And to my knowledge, at least, he's been able to stay healthy, which Graham Gano hasn't been able. That's the bar that we're looking to clear here with Graham Gano heading into this season.
Had a couple of people enter the Jaxson Dart jersey raffle as well as the 50-50 raffle. Charles Valentino, $60 Venmo. Shout out to you, my man. That gets you 3 entries. He also says it's Jaxson effing Dart time. Shout out to you. And then my guy Richard E. on Venmo got your $20 donation. We got you locked in as well. So we got $60 up for grabs right now.
Shout out to Charles.
We're going to be giving away a Jaxson Dart jersey today. Tell all the beautiful people, Andrew, how they can get involved in that.
Absolutely. So you see Marshall's Venmo, Marshall's Cash App on the screen. We will get that total updated, but we're going to be doing 2 runnings of a duck race. First for the 50-50 raffle, which is up to $60. And then as well, there will be a second running for that Jaxson Dart jersey raffle. So getting into one gets you into both, and all we do is just kind of eliminate the person who won the 50-50, and all those same people are in the running for that jersey raffle.
Yes, sir. So chance to win some money, chance to win a Jaxson Dart jersey. I bought some Jaxson Dart gear last week. Hopefully it shows up for this Sunday. I'm pumped up. Feels like the season's back alive. Feels like someone just injected life back into this team.
Yeah, I think, I don't know. We were starting to get a little.
It felt like week 14 already.
Worn down. Yep. Like when you get in, we were live on Monday on the channel. Shout out to all the real ones that were there. We're starting to get questions about head coaching candidates for next season and draft targets. And there's just. Have a fan base, not even us, just a fan base thinking that way and talking that way in the month of September, it just wears on you, wears on the fans, builds resentment with between the fans and the team and ownership and coaching. And not like the problems that are present with the Giants organization go away if Jaxson Dart plays well, but they're certainly going to make people forget about them, at least right now, and it helps.
Agreed. If you want to pay to play, Venmo, Cash App, chance to win a Jaxson Dart jersey and north of $60 on today's show.
Angel, $5 super chat. Hey boys, I've been seeing the media conflicted with Dart starting due to strength of schedule and further development. What are your thoughts?
Look, do I want Jaxson Dart? What's that upcoming schedule looking like? I know Sammy Brown built that. It's not easy. You got the Chargers this week. They're 3-0. Then you got the Saints. They're 0-3. Then you got the Eagles, 3-0. You got the Broncos, 1-2. Eagles, 3-0. Niners, 3-0. Do I wish the Giants could be playing a Pop Warner team this week? Yeah. But you know what? It's the NFL. There's no soft landing spot. Probably no perfect time for him to be thrown in, but you just go and get it done. Giants don't have time to wait.
That's it. I mean, another game of seeing Russ out there, seeing the fans having to pay and go see that with a guy that just giving you nothing to hold on to. I think it energizes the team as well as the fan base. You may see a guys play with a little more juice. I know we've seen some of the celebrations from the sideline with Jaxson Dart, and kind of just that it just feels different. And I know it was preseason, but there was a different mindset, a different buzz, a different energy with this team when Jaxson Dart was in there at quarterback.
I mean, at the game on Sunday night, when Jaxson Dart would go into the game, they'd cheer. When Jaxson Dart would come out and Russell Wilson would go in, they'd boo. I'm not saying you give the fans what they want, but
sometimes the fans know what they're talking about, and I think that they shouldn't be the last. They shouldn't be the ones figuring out before the team and before the coaching staff and the ownership. But at a certain point, it's obvious, and I think this one was obvious. Project Merlin, $5 super chat. He may disagree. You sign Russ for $10 million, you bring in Jameis, you start 0-3, and your answer is to bring in the kid. The GM, coach, and owner need to go. What a joke. I think for all the reasons we just talked about, this was the obvious move for the Giants. And neither of those guys, Russ or Jameis, were the future of the Giants. They brought them in, and this is not the entire reason, but I think almost part of it was so that they didn't seem desperate to take a quarterback, because those guys were brought in ahead of the draft. And if they didn't bring in anyone to compete with Jaxson Dart or as a perceived starter, they would have got leaped if they were trying to trade off for Jaxson Dart by another team.
you had to sign a quarterback. Were you going to just roll with Tommy DeVito? Yeah, they had to make a move.
Yeah. I don't think there's much else.
Do you want to play Russell Wilson again this week and then be 0-4 and then be forced to play Jaxson Dart or continue to roll with Russell Wilson? Russ had his chance.
Mm-hmm.
Should have beat Dallas.
Yep.
Shouldn't have thrown the ball backwards in overtime. Shouldn't have thrown the ball to Malik Neighbors. Like, Russell Wilson was brought here to be a leader. He did that. To be a captain. He did that. To bring some respectability in the offseason. He did that. Russell Wilson was here to create explosive plays. He did that 1 week. Russell Wilson was brought here to take care of the football. He has not done that. You're 31st ranked third down offense. You're the 31st ranked red zone offense. There's been nothing put on the football field that says Russell Wilson is the best man for the job.
I think if the Giants are sitting here at 2-1 or even 1-2, the conversation's a little different. If they find a way to win that game in Dallas, which means that Russ doesn't make some of those backbreaking plays in overtime, if they find a way to win one of their other two games, and that means he's played a little better than he has, then the conversation's different. But with what we've seen, I don't think. I guess there are people out there, but I don't think anyone's protesting this move from the Giants organization, from the roster, from the coaching staff, from the fan base. I don't think anyone's disagreeing with this, and neither is Mike G.
Project didn't sound like he was in agreement.
Yeah, I said apparently there are people out there, but I think for the most part, I don't know. It boggles my mind, but I'm on the same wavelength of Mike G. Is that the move was needed. Really hope this can be turned around. This team ruins my weeks. You're a stud, Marsh. Let's go, Dart, baby. I'm total agreement with Mike G on this. So,
Mike G, we love you, brother. Thank you. One of the best people I know, Mike G. You guys deserve it, man. Like, this fan base deserves so much more. Like, to see what you guys have done on this channel and to know that it's all for the Giants and they give us the shit they give us every week. Like, take some special people. You guys deserve it. I'm not saying Jaxson Dart fixes everything. I'm not saying Jaxson Dart's going to go out and beat the Chargers. I'm not saying Jaxson Dart is going to lead you to 2 Super Bowls like number 10. But it's time to press start.
Yeah.
It's time to press start.
It's time to find out at least and start a new era of Giants football. I think it's clear that, and Russ was kind of the bookend of that era of, okay, the Giants under Joe Shane and Brian Dable are better than we thought they were. Maybe we can compete right now. I think it's clear that that's not the case. And so it's time to start that new era and find out if they can be.
You could not justify it. You could not justify continuing to roll with Russell Wilson. You couldn't. You could not.
Dolphin Cat.
Shout out to you, my man. Thank you for the super chat, brother.
I don't get the whole develop sentiment by fans. You develop by playing the game and seeing real defense looks unlike preseason. This is development. Yeah, I think we've talked about, and a couple other people have super chatted and commented about the need for the tape on Dart. They need to be able to sit and, I mean, listen, I think we'll know at the end of the game, but they need to be able to sit and rewatch all 14 games by Jaxson Dart, whoever's running the Giants, whoever's the coach, whoever's the front office staff, and know these are the things he does well, these are the things he doesn't do well. Can he be an NFL quarterback or not? We're not going to find that out after one game, but we may find it out after 14.
How about, and I agree with a lot of that. I think that there's truth to both sides. I think you can develop by watching, and I think you could develop by learning. And I think it's important to go through the fire. I think it's important to then watch the tape of you playing and learning from the tape and applying what you learned from the tape to the next week. There's no downside to playing Jaxson Dart.
And a lot of this is going to be not just this week. It all doesn't just hinge on this week. It's going to be, does he get better? How does he get better? What are the things he does well now? Comparing game 1 to game 14 will be one of the best ways to see what Jaxson Dart's about. Is he going to be the Giants quarterback for the future? I think that's going to be important for the organization to get because they probably have a pretty good idea of where he is right now in terms of his readiness, and they obviously believe he's ready to a degree to put him in here. But what they don't know is how is he going to be week to week? How is he going to not make the same mistakes he's going to make? Because he's going to make them on Sunday. Can he not make those mistakes a week later, 3 weeks later, 10 weeks later by the end of the season?
Agreed. There's going to be bumps along the way. Hopefully those bumps get smoothed out as he plays. Everyone wants to watch a young quarterback until it's time to watch a young quarterback. Like, it's not going to be all great. There's going to be times where we're like, what the hell are you doing? But hey, you picked him. I like the pick. I like the player. I like the person. I like what he's made of. I think he's got juice. I think he's got leadership qualities. I think he's someone that people can rally around. I think he's someone that people believe in and want to play for. And I'm ready for this new look of Giants football. I'm ready for it.
Yeah.
Cam Scatterbu, Jaxson Dart, Malik Neighbors, Andrew Thomas. That's your offense right now.
It's an exciting offense to watch, I think. We've seen each one of those guys have success in the NFL. Obviously early for Scat, but he's looked good through 3 games, especially Sunday night. Some people calling it kind of a mini breakout game, like really the Giants really featuring him both in the pass and the run game. We know what Andrew Thomas can do when healthy. Everyone knows what Malik Neighbors can do and why he's important to the Giants offense, and I think the fact that he didn't get enough targets was a big reason why they didn't score enough points. And now it's time to see what Jaxson Dart can do with those guys, because we didn't really see that in the preseason. Obviously, Neighbors didn't really play. Scatterbu only played a few snaps in that 3rd game, so it's time to see what those 3 guys, kind of the young core. You want to throw Wandale in there as well. Theo Johnson, if he can emerge. We're still waiting for his breakout. You got a little bit of a young core on offense for the Giants there.
It's exciting. It's exciting. I'm pumped up, man. It's about development. It's about development. 1% better every game. 1% better.
We got syringe. I want to say syringe. I know that's not right, but
Serene, maybe?
Serene. We can throw the ball over the middle now. Hallelujah.
Yeah, like, it's hard to score points in the NFL. It's really hard to score points when you can only attack a third of the football field.
The defense knows what's coming, or they're able to have an idea or eliminate areas of the field or types of plays you're going to run. It makes it a lot easier for them and makes it a lot harder for you. You're basically playing with one arm tied behind your back.
Like, if a defense can sit and cover 2-man, too high, 79% of the time, probably should make a change.
Yeah, and I do want to address some other news. We've seen some people in the chat talk about it. We are aware Giants have signed kicker Younghoe Koo. I don't know if there's any news on I mean, obviously we know Gano was hurt last week. I don't know if there's any news on a corresponding move with him or anything with that. But
I would assume that he goes to IR. I just slacked you that headshot if you want to throw that in there to TV. But yeah, the Giants have gone out and signed kicker Younghoe Koo. They've also benched Russell Wilson. They have promoted Jaxson Dart as a starting quarterback of this football team. And I would assume that means Graham Gano gets placed on IR. Dealing with a groin injury caused him to not be able to kick outside of 15 yards. And it's the third time in his Giants career, Andrew, that he has been unable to play because of injury.
yeah, and that's something. A kicker needs to be the most reliable guy on the team.
You only get one.
And when they need them, it's a big moment. You cannot have an unreliable kicker. It leads to being in situations like the Giants have been in, and that's just can't happen.
We got over 700 people watching. If everybody could please hit that thumbs up icon, would greatly, greatly appreciate it. I believe we still got a lot of super chats to get into. We'll dive into those. We are doing a 50-50 raffle as well as a Jaxson Dart jersey raffle as well. Right now, we have $60 up for grabs. If you send a $20 Venmo to @MarshallGreen_ or a $20 Cash App to $MarshG10, you have a chance to win $60+ or a Jaxson Dart jersey or a Jaxson Dart jersey. So odds are in your favor. If you want to have a shot to leave today's stream with something, you can enter via.
And that right now, not a lot of competition there. You want a chance to get a Jaxson Dart jersey, a guy who we all hope will be the franchise quarterback for these Giants. Say you had it in his rookie year. Say you got it before he even played a game. Now's your chance. So Cash App Marshall, Venmo Marshall on the screen there. And, yeah, we'll take care of that at the end of the stream. So until then, keep firing those in.
Let's go, let's go. If you haven't yet, hit that thumbs up icon. We appreciate y'all. Carlos, my man, what's up, bro? It's start time, baby. It is. It is. I'm pumped up about it. I think a lot of people are. Season felt like we were in week 16 again after week 3. This fan base needed life. I think this football team needed it as well.
Yeah, I think you saw the energy on some of the players' faces, some of their body language. I think we said kind of gave up a little bit towards the end of that game, and it's tough to walk into that locker room and tell them they are in the best position to win or the team is trying to win games when you're playing a guy that's just not getting it done. And you have a guy who, and listen, maybe they know, they see Jaxson Dart in practice every day. Maybe they know that this guy is better right now than Russell Wilson. So let's see it.
A change like that also kind of puts, for lack of a better word, like puts everyone on notice. Like,
you don't perform, you're going to lose your job.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
It is what it is. Corey P., shout out to you, $40 Cash App. We got you locked into the 50-50 raffle and the Jaxson Dart jersey raffle. Thank you for supporting the channel, Corey. 2 times, my man. We appreciate you.
Michael Champlin, Giants now a real one. I flew from Kansas to attend a game and go back with bragging rights, and Russell ruined that. Now I have something to look forward to. Yeah, this is as obviously we've talked about the most important thing is the on-field product and the Giants' long-term future in the organization. But this is for the fan base too. The Giants knew they could not tell their fans or expect them to come out and be excited and cheer and give everything they have and pay their hard-earned money if they threw Russell Wilson out there again on Sunday against the Chargers. They knew. They saw the writing on the wall. They knew the fans are smarter than that. So,
agreed. The big homie got you locked in. Shout out to you, bro. Thanks for supporting the channel. And also shout out to my guy Ryan. Got both of y'all locked in for the 50-50 and the Jaxson Dart jersey. Just like that, we got $100 up for grabs and a Giants Jaxson Dart jersey. Shout out to Michael Champlin, my guy. You're a legend. Thank you for always being here. Yeah. A lot of Giants fans are pissed off that they keep on pissing away money and going to watch this team. And the team not holding up their end of the bargain. You guys have every right to feel how you want to feel about this team.
It's not a 3-game frustration either. This has been building for years.
1-14 in their last 15.
Yeah, it's not new. It's not impatient. Fans being impatient. They have every right to expect better than what they're getting from the Giants.
Jason got you locked in, and Mike G. Grundig, we got you locked in as well, my man. Shout out to y'all. $120 up for grabs.
Look at that. The pot just doubled.
And a Jaxson Dart jersey. So salute to y'all.
Appreciate you guys. It's a good chance, a good opportunity to win some money here. Get a Jaxson Dart jersey. Pot doubled, but still smaller than what we're used to on this channel. So we expect it to get a little bigger. Shout out to you guys if you want to get in. Venmo Marshall, Cash App Marshall. He'll shout you out, confirm you got it, and we'll take care of that at the end of the stream here.
I didn't know that Young Wei Koo was a Ridgewood, New Jersey high school star.
I think I don't know if I could have told you that, but I think I've heard that before. So local product coming back to the Giants. Another thing for the fans to get pumped up about. Listen, I think I don't know. I think the bar is low again. Another thing where it's like if he comes in and hits his field goals and is healthy every game, fans will be happy.
It's almost like you could have cut Graham Gano this offseason and saved $5 million.
Yeah, that would be the smart thing to do. Why would they do the smart thing to do?
Oh man.
Lou Mateo, in a world with zero patience, how much patience should fans have now? I know I had the patience. Will they be willing to go through the growing pains?
Look, I'll be honest. It's going to be tough because there are going to be growing pains, and there are going to be moments of frustration, and there are going to be plays where you're wanting to pull your hair out, and Jaxson Dart making mistakes. That's going to happen. But that's the beauty of it, man. That's the beauty of it. I would rather watch Jaxson Dart lose football games than Russell Wilson lose football games at this point.
Yeah, at least their Giants are getting something out of it, and that Dart's getting that experience, getting those reps. They're getting the film on him. You're not getting anything out of Russell Wilson playing games. He's going to be off the team next year, so.
What's up, buddy? No, I don't think so. Yeah, like it's a microwave society. We just had some guy ask if the Giants are trading Dexter Lawrence. Look, we would all want Jaxson Dart to be a finished product come Sunday. That's not very likely. So I say this for everyone watching. I say it for me as well. Buckle up. Put your seatbelt on. It's going to be a bumpy ride. But you know what? I'm excited for it, and I'm anxious to see what the destination is.
Yep, I think we've all been waiting for this moment since April 25th, 26th, whatever the day is the Giants traded up to draft him. So I know it's already been a little while, but patience is needed, patience is required, and I think that
if you want to quit on him after he throws his first pick this Sunday, go ahead. You want to throw in the towel when he fumbles this Sunday, go ahead.
Just don't be there if he turns into the Giants' next franchise QB then.
We're all rooting for him. Nobody wants to see Jaxson Dart fail. We all want to see him be successful. Sean Barry, Austin Bloss, and Brandon Cruz, all of y'all are locked in to the 50-50 raffle as well. Salute to y'all. Salute to y'all.
Pot now up to 150 on that, so continues to grow.
Gennaro, Alfieri. What's up, GA? Don't take what I said wrong. I'm a diehard Giant fan. I think we just need an OC head coach to lead. Hopefully, Dable's the guy. Look, I'm just tired of it, man. I'm tired of the Daniel Jones stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's not like we see it on our social media feed every single day when it's, okay, the Colts haven't punted or the Colts win or Daniel Jones. I'm sure you get tagged in it as well. We know the Colts are winning games. You know, it's okay.
He won some games here, too.
Yeah, it's not. And don't act like the Colts are a bad football team. They were a bad football team before he got there. They have players on that team. He's not the only reason why they're winning games. They were a fringe playoff team with Gardner Minshew at quarterback. So there's obviously some pieces there. And listen, like, Daniel Jones, we're not thinking about him anymore. Yeah, the only reason we're talking about him is because people are bringing him up. We're not thinking about him.
He's not a Giant, and like, I know it feels like I'm coming at you, Mr. Alfieri. Not my goal. I had to talk about that guy for 5 years. I had to watch him play football for this team for 6 years. I'm burnt out. My man. I'm burnt out.
All right, Tallest Swag, $5 super chat, and then a second $5 super chat. Yeah, let's say we start Jaxson Dart, and we have no O-line, our wide receiver, our mid besides Malik Neighbors, and I would have traded Andrew Thomas for draft capital. I think we've talked about why this is a good situation for Jaxson Dart to come into with some of the weapons they have. Neighbors, Robinson, Scatterboo looks like a solid NFL running back, and the O-line. The stats don't tell the story. The stats tell the story. The O-line's protected well so far this season. Russ didn't throw interceptions because he didn't have time to throw. He threw interceptions because he was making bad decisions. So,
look, if you feel that way, you feel that way. I'm going to respectfully disagree. I'm not trading Andrew Thomas. He's 26 years old. Looked like a star left tackle in the first half that he played. I think Andrew Thomas is a proven good player. Jermaine Illuminor is becoming one of the best right tackles in football. You got an all-pro receiver and Neighbors. It's pretty good supporting cast for Jaxson Dart. I get it. I just I don't really know what I'm supposed to say.
yeah, it's we've talked about it. We think we disagree. We think it's a good situation for him to come in, especially for a rookie quarterback. Usually rookie quarterbacks don't come into teams with stacked all-pros at every position, because if a team's picking a rookie, it's because the guy they had before. They weren't very good last season. You're not going to be very good if you need a quarterback. So that's really it. But guy we know is good, and a Giants Now real one, Matthew Ayer, because we got a 3-point goal. Matthew Ayer, bang, bang.
Shout out to my guy, Matthew. Give me some MAs in the chat. He just took the 50-50 raffle and the jersey raffle to another level. Show him some love in the chat. Matthew, we appreciate you, my man. Let's go. And just like that, prize is up to $210 and a Jaxson Dart jersey up for grabs. Mr. Ayer, we love you. We appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Can't wait to watch Jaxson Dart play football on Sunday with you, brother. Cannot wait. As they're showing all these Jaxson Dart highlights, I just feel like people gravitate towards him.
Yeah.
I think he's one of those guys.
That's one of those things as a quarterback that you just – I think they call it it factor, and now the modern day term may be aura, but it's something you want from your quarterback. You want that guy to be the most popular guy in the room, the guy that connect with every guy on the roster, the guy that just people believe in, because you have to lay your body on the line for the team, and a lot of times that's just reflected in the quarterback and the likelihood that he gives you the chance to win games. And I think that people can rally behind. He's a guy that people can rally behind, get behind. They know we've seen him, to his own fault, put his body on the line already for the Giants, and I think that he just has the respect of the guys in that locker room.
When you walk into a huddle and you look at the guy calling the play and you got all the belief in the world for him, it makes you want to play a little bit harder. It makes you want to leave it all out there a little bit more. It gives you belief that you can get the job done. What does that mean in the grand scheme of things? TBD. I think it's the right move. I was calling for him to start the second half of week 1. So you don't got to tell me to be excited. You don't got to tell me. Christian, we got you locked into the 50-50 as well. Shout out to you.
So let's say Dart is that guy that the teammates think he is, that we think he is, and according to Kevin, performs fairly well throughout the season. Should Brian Daboll remain as head coach going into next season?
Should he? No. Will he? Yes. That's my official stance. I have 99 pieces of evidence that say he is not a great head coach.
Yeah, I think that, and it's one thing to say to not have good quarterback play. It's hard to win in the NFL without good quarterback play. But it would look a lot different if the Giants were a quarterback away from winning. Guys were wide open and they were just being missed, or the play calling was great and the players weren't good enough, and I don't think that's what we can say we've seen from the Giants the last couple seasons.
I just don't believe that Brian Daboll is a coach every Sunday that gives you the coaching advantage. And that's who I want. I want my coach to give me the feeling as a fan that I have the best coach in this game. And I just don't believe that to be true with Brian Daboll. But I also understand that if the quarterback that he hand-selected, that he's been developing, goes out and plays well, he's going to keep his job.
Yeah. You look around the NFL, there's a couple ways that a coach will keep his job for a really long time. You either you give a clear X and O advantage, whatever side of the ball it is. A lot of times it's offense. Or you have that kind of that same thing with the quarterback where guys just willing to lay it on the line for you and go to war for you, kind of like we'll see Dan Campbell last night in Detroit. The players just love playing for him. Or you see a coach-quarterback pairing that is successful, and a lot of times they'll stick together. And that's it. That's Brian Daboll's shot to keep his job as the Giants, is be attached at the hip with Jaxson Dart. He plays well. He's the Giants franchise quarterback. He's everything we think he can be. And, yeah, I really think that's his last hope. We've kind of talked about that.
Now, if Jaxson Dart does play well, which we're all hoping he does, I think Daboll deserves credit for that. But up to this point, there's nothing you can look to that says Brian Daboll is an elite head coach. It's really hard to win in this league if you don't got one of those guys. Hopefully, Jaxson Dart helps Brian Daboll unlock that, right?
Yeah, and it seems like Edwin doesn't really think that Brian Daboll is one of those guys. He said Jaxson shouldn't start. Daboll should get fired and let the new coach start. If Jaxson does good, we keep Daboll, and he hasn't showed competency, and he's pointing to the kicker issue with Graham Gano. I think that you've said that that's more of a Joe Shane thing, upgrade the roster.
Yeah, I don't think it's a Brian Daboll thing with the kicker.
All you can do is given
he's the chef.
The Bill part, the Bill part sells exactly the grocery chef thing. If you're not shopping for the groceries, it's only so much.
Now, could Brian Daboll have walked into Joe Shane's office and said, "Go get me a new kicker. I'm not dealing with this again"? Sure. Did he say that? Maybe. I don't know. But that's a Joe Shane thing. Joe Shane was the one that chose to keep Graham Gano on the roster. Joe Shane was the one that didn't have Graham Gano go through a kicking battle this summer. Joe Shane was the one that decided to not release Graham Gano, who's 38 years old, misses kicks, misses games, costs you games, and to save $5 million. That was a Graham Gano thing. That's not a Brian Daboll thing, in my opinion.
And listen, we may be looking at the end of Graham Gano's tenure with the Giants, as the Giants did sign Younghoe Koo today to the practice squad, I believe. So we'll see. But I don't think that a guy just being unreliable and getting hurt before warmups, not much Brian Dable can do about that one. So
shout out to Alan and shout out to Chris. We got both y'all locked in to the 50-50 raffle as well.
And we got a Rudy here. Do we really trust Kafka and Dable with Dart?
I think my last answer kind of answers that.
Yeah, it's all these are all kind of blended together here. I think it's really just no, we don't think he's the best to be the long-term coach of the Giants. No, we don't know who it is, as people have kind of on our live show. Our last live show yesterday, we're asking who the replacements are going to be. It's too early to talk about that. And the reality is if Jaxson Dart plays well, there's a good chance that one of the earlier Super Chats highlighted, Brian Dable is going to keep his job. And, this Marshall's been outspoken about what he thought the Giants should have did last year, and I think it makes a lot of sense, and I agree with that. And I think one of the only talking points of why they would keep these guys, other than the quarterback situation and not having a really franchise quarterback, would be that if you're in your fourth year of doing something, you should be getting better at it. You should not be getting worse. Brian Dable seemed like he gave the Giants, whether it was a schematic advantage or kind of the motivational advantage of the reason guys want to play for him, they were willing to lay it all on the line. He did that in year one, and we haven't seen that the last 2 years. In his fourth year, he should be only getting better as a coach, not worse. So it'll be interesting to see how the rest of the season plays out for the Giants. Listen, as much as the season seems like it is over, and maybe statistically, mathematically with the playoffs it is, there's a lot of season left. And just like there's room for Jaxson Dart to show something, there is room for Brian Dable, despite all the mountain of evidence against him, to be better as a coach the rest of the season.
1,000% agree. 1,000% agree.
Nicole O'Brien, Giants now real one. I'm 99% sure our season is over, but who says we can't go on a run with Dart?
Love the optimism, Nicole. We love you, Miss O'Brien. Yeah. I don't think, and it's hard for me to digest it when I say it, I don't think this season's about winning games anymore. Maybe for Brian Dable's job it is, but we're past if Brian Dable's job is the most important thing anymore. I think we all kind of know the answer to that. It's about Jaxson Dart getting better every week, and by the end of the season, you have enough evidence to have a strong conviction of if he is the guy or not. Do I love the idea of making that decision after 14 weeks? No, I don't. But you know what? That's what happens when you let a head coach and a GM come back on the hot seat and draft a quarterback. So you made the bed, lay in it, John Mara. And if you are picking top 5 this year, you better be right about the decision you make.
I think a lot of it may almost be made for you, because if they're not picking at a point to get a new quarterback, if they're picking in the top or the back half of the first round or in the middle, that probably means that Dart's look pretty good. They've won some games, and if they're not, you could say, oh, okay, Dart maybe played well. We didn't translate to wins. Are we going to give Joe Shane and Brian Dable the benefit of the doubt again, since they already got their benefit of the doubt and supposed probably last chance last offseason? I don't think John Mara, I don't know how much faith I have in him, but I don't think he's going to make that mistake again.
So, I agree with all that. Let's go have fun. Let's just go have some fun. Let's watch the young kid spin it, have him play his game, and let's all root for him. If you're not rooting for Jaxson Dart, you're not a Giant fan. And I hate saying that.
Michael Champlin, Russell Wilson's tenure will be remembered by firing the ball to the crossbar on 4th and goal.
Not great for Russie. I am officially no longer a Russie rider. I am no longer a Russie rider, and it feels good.
Now that Jersey Jerry has jumped off the train, are there any more Russie riders out there? I guess some Seattle people still have to be Russie riders. He brought him a Super Bowl, so.
I think the people that watched this show during free agency knew how I felt about Russ and who I wanted at quarterback. But I'm a Giants fan, and I'm always going to root for who they got until I know that they are no longer the answer. The guy I wanted is 2-1, though, by the way. Thomas, what's up, Joakim Noah? What do they do with the end of the season if he's not the guy? This is what you do. You get back in the batter's box, you square yourself up, and you take another swing. I don't care how many resources you have to spend on quarterback.
You got to get it right. And all it takes is one.
All it takes is one.
So it's a little bit like baseball. You don't need to hit a high percentage if you can do it once, or you can do it, make a big impact with one swing. That's all it takes. Just keep getting up in the box and keep taking swings.
Like, do I love the idea of having to make a decision off of a 14-game sample size for Jaxson Dart? No. But this is the corner that your owner backed you into.
I think the only way they probably don't or say he's not the guy is if it's very obvious he's not the guy. I think if it's iffy,
and I think it will be.
Yeah.
It's either it's.
Like, what's the scenario where it's iffy and it's some people are split? Half the people think he's the guy, half the people think he's not the guy. 14 games is a lot of games.
You're either all in or you're all out. That's where I'm at.
And a lot of this is eye test, too. A lot of it's going to be eye test also.
If it is this regime, they already had a quarterback decision that they made that didn't go well. Hopefully they learn from that.
Red Rum 22, new to the show and love it. Appreciate you. $2 super chat.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for the love. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, if you haven't hit that sub button, we're doing videos every single day. We'll go live a couple times a week. We do watch parties on Sundays, Mondays, Thursdays, whenever the games are. And yeah, just join what we feel, and we enjoy the community aspect of this channel and chopping it up with people like we are today.
Shout out to you, brother. Leonard Zennard, best name on YouTube. What's up, Beast Mode? Can't be Buns at QB if your last name is Dart.
It's not why you draft a guy, but it's just another level of that
The
quarterback.
name test is important.
Yeah.
The name test is important.
Oh, my God. Who was I saw a clip on the internet, and I don't have to bring him up again, but someone was saying that like Daniel Jones is just a regular name, and it's hard to really make it look tough, it kind of goes into that. So Jaxson Dart sounds like a name made for New York, if you're asking me.
Let's go, JD6. JD6, let's go, baby. Just go out there, play fun, play fast, play fearless, play with swag, play with confidence. If you mess up, who gives a shit? Get back out there. You're a rookie. You're going to mess up. Breaking news, Jaxson Dart, you're going to throw an interception on Sunday. You're probably going to fumble as well. You're going to make some mistakes. Get back on the horse and let's go. My man, Edward Lynch. What's up, baby? Shout out to Edward Lynch. My man. A real one. We need this, Marsh. We really do. Let's go, Big Blue. I agree. We do need it. We do. Feels like a B12 shot. Feels like the season's back on. There's something to be excited about. There's something to look forward to. Something to wrap your arms around and tangibly grab as something that you're excited about for the New York Giants. I'm pumped up. I am. I think everybody else should.
Yeah, I think, who knows? We may even see Marsh's voice get a little better, or Marsh start to feel a little better, walk into work and onto these videos with a little bit of different swagger with Jaxson Dart as the New York Giants official starting quarterback. So no one deserves something to go their way or something to break right more than Giants fans who have had to deal with this team constantly just kind of letting them down year after year for the last 10 years. So, and listen, there are worse long-suffering fan bases than the Giants. I'm not going to act like they haven't given multiple generations multiple Super Bowls, but as of late, and it's not even what have you done for me lately? It's the last 10 years. Giants have continually let their fans down year after year. So,
Agreed. All good. What's up, Beast Mode? Let's go to all goods, and we'll go to my guy, Rob Rodriguez. Shout out to Rob Rodriguez. If you know, an absolute beast in the building. Shout out to Bobby Alexander. All good. What's up, Beast? Big test next Sunday, rooting for Dart. Hell yeah, we are. I wouldn't call it a test.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's more of a
This
project.
is getting your name on the paper.
More of a project, like a long-term project, term paper. Let's see over the course of the season what he can do. It's not going to be – he's not getting an A or an F for his career after one game.
Incomplete.
Yep.
It's incomplete. So, yeah, we're going to ride the ups. We're going to ride the downs. We know what comes with a rookie quarterback. I'm excited to be a part of the journey. I'm excited to be at a point where I'm screaming, he's the guy, he's the guy, he's the guy. And I'm excited to be pulling my hair out saying, what are you doing, what are you doing, what are you doing? But we're all down for the ride. We all want to see him be successful, and we know what it comes to watch a rookie quarterback.
It's a reason to care again. It's a reason for Giants fans to care. There wouldn't be much to care about if Russell Wilson was going out there and playing again on Sunday. It's, it gives them another reason to be invested, as I think Pete Cho said. They pulled me right back in. They pulled us back in.
They pulled us back in. So I know his name says Bobby Alexander, but he is Rob Rodriguez. We got a 3-point goal. Rob Rodriguez. Bang! Give me some double R's in the chat. Rob Rodriguez, the number one super chatter in Giants Now history, the number one super chatter in Knicks Now history, the GOAT, the man, the myth, the legend, Rob Rodriguez. I love you, brother. I love you, brother. I hope you're doing well. I hope the family's doing well. Tell everybody I said hello. Hopefully I start to feel better as well. But I'm excited, man. I am. Says to truly develop Dart is as need a new competent coaching staff. Yeah, I didn't do 60 videos last year saying the Giants should fire Brian Daboll and Joe Shane because I thought.
Because you like to hear yourself talk.
Yeah, believe it or not, I just say what I feel. I say what I believe. And I believed it was the best move for the Giants going forward. And that's why I still don't think just because if Dart plays well this year that Daboll should be kept. But I know how this league works.
Yeah, that's just kind of the business of it. And maybe it's not how it should work. And it's a lot easier for John Mara to say, okay, we're keeping these two together than for him to put his neck out on the line and say, okay, I think Jaxson Dart's the quarterback. I don't think Brian Daboll is the coach. I don't think that's going to happen.
And, you go back, I try to put myself on both sides of the post. So last year I did a video, why should the Giants keep Brian Daboll? And you know what? The only reason I could really come up with is because you hadn't asked him to do the job that you hired him for. Meaning you hired Brian Daboll to identify the next franchise quarterback, to develop that next franchise quarterback, and to put him in a spot to be successful. At the point last year, they hadn't done any of those things. Mm-hmm. So now you have.
And part of it was them. Listen, they were picking sixth, and this was dating back to the 2024 NFL draft. So they couldn't get the three guys that maybe they had the three highest rated guys, but there was three other first round quarterbacks they could have taken a swing on. They chose not to take a swing on.
How are they looking?
Some of them looking. They're mixed results, I'll say, but
Bo Nix.
Nah,
I wish Bo Nix was your quarterback.
Nah, I think. Listen, maybe they ended up. Maybe that's one thing they did do right, but I think they also are smart enough to know that they didn't believe in any of those guys enough to give themselves another year because they're not going to fire him without taking a swing. If we're sticking with the baseball analogy, so they knew that they had no choice but to take their swing this year, and they executed it perfectly by getting the guy they wanted and still not having to take him with their first pick and still getting a guy, an Abdul Carter, who should be a good player in this league for a really long time. So,
from one legend in Rob Rodriguez to another in my guy Marty Malela, we got a 3-point goal.
Marty Malala.
Bang! Give me some double M's in the chat. Marty, what up, man? Says I'm all in on the Dart train. Choo, choo. Let's go. Let's go. Shout out to Marty Malala. Shout out to Rob Rodriguez. Getting everybody rolling. I saw Christopher Cody says that they sent a Cash App. The only Cash App I have is from Chris with a C. Chris with the C. So, not sure where you sent it, but I currently have not received it. Maybe you sent a Venmo. I'll check that. I do not have one there either, my friend. Oh, Ethan Tremblay. Ethan Tremblay. He's not playing fair. He's not playing fair. Give me some ETs in the chat. Ethan Tremblay, $100 super chat. Pete, we got you locked into the Cash App, brother. I saw my guy Pete. You were the first one. Pete Fave. Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to Marty. Shout out to Rob Rodriguez. Shout out to Ethan Tremblay. Andrew Connell just ran to the restroom. We'll get Ethan's super chat coming up on the show in a second. Matthew Iyer. God forbid Dart gets a concussion. Who do you bring in? I think it's got to be Winston. If Jaxson Dart does get hurt, knock on screen, I think it's got to be Jameis Winston. Will Wilson request a trade? Sounds like he's okay. Sounds like he's okay with being the backup quarterback. Can't talk about requesting a trade for. You can't talk about trading Russell Wilson. People call it clickbait. People call it clickbait when I just share my opinion that the Giants should have traded Russell Wilson. Oh, Lordy. While you were gone, our guy Ethan Tremblay stopped by.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Ethan Tremblay stopped by in a major way.
Oh, boy.
Major way. We got a 3-point goal. Ethan Tremblay. Bang! Bang! Give me some ETs in the chat. It's a Darty now. It's a Jaxson Darty now, baby. Is that too surface level? We're Dartying on Sunday?
No, I think that's good. I think it's completely okay. I don't know. I'm not gonna say there's anything wrong with it. I think that after the locker room, after a win, with Jaxson Dart's first win,
Club Darty?
Little Darty party in the locker room.
Who's the team? Club Dub? I don't remember what team that was in the NFL. They had Club Dub.
And the Giants locker room needs something like that in the worst way right now. Everyone there is feeling the pressure. Everyone there, listen, as much as we don't like to come into work after the Giants lose, you can imagine they don't like to come into work after they lose. So they need it. They need a Darty party bad. And Marshall, you think us Giants fans really put the pressure on ownership to bench Rush and start Jaxson Dart? Feels like the boos chants and all the noise finally got through.
Yes. The fans pay. You know why John Mara owns a team? The fans. You know why it's the fans. And they smartened up. They had to do it. Like, you opened up this can of worms by having a Jaxson Dart package. People cheer when he goes in. People boo when he comes out. So you opened yourself up to this, and here we are.
Despite his success as a football coach, Brian Daboll is a smarter guy than many people may think, and he knows what he's doing. He knows he's very calculated some of the things that he does. So I think having Jaxson Dart come into the game, give the fans a little taste of Jaxson Dart, may not have been unintentional, but
Mr. Rick, good to see you. Good to see you, Mr. Rick. I'm curious your thoughts. My friend. It's been a run of legends showing up in the building today, and Rob Rodriguez being here on the day the Giants move forward with their hopeful new franchise quarterback makes all the sense in the world.
We got a three-point goal.
Rob Rodriguez.
Bang! Bang! Let's go, man.
Shout out to Rob Rodriguez. Give me some double R's in the chat.
I'm not sure what's getting me more fired up. We got Jaxson Dart starting. We got all the real ones showing out today for the Giants. Appreciate you guys, man.
Marsh, you need a shot of something to zap those germs, man. I'm trying my best, man. We're going on a week and not feeling great. I'm starting to feel better. I think my voice is starting to come back a little bit more today. I've seen 3 doctors. Hopefully some of the meds they gave me start to work. Because I want to be able to yell like an asshole on Sunday about Jaxson Dart.
We need some more Marsh edits with Jaxson Dart. I don't know. I don't know if anything will top the Bills, Chat Sports Bills call of Jaxson Dart's first touchdown, though.
First TD. Hopefully we get one this Sunday. How about we get a real first touchdown from Jaxson Dart?
It's going to be electric, I think, at the stadium. The stadium's going to be bumping. There's not many games you can say over the last however many years that MetLife Stadium has been truly rocking and bumping, and I think Jaxson Dart has an opportunity. I'm not saying that it's going to be like that because, listen, if he plays like a rookie quarterback should be expected to play, it's going to be tough. But he has the opportunity to get that stadium rocking.
I agree. Give people something to believe in. Give the people some hope. Give the people some juice. Jaxson Dart, baby. Jaxson Dart, man. I'm pumped up.
Yeah,
I'm pumped up.
There's a trio of guys that the Giant fans may look to for hope. Shout out to Bam Bam. $5 super chat. Dart, Scat, Neighbors. Let's go.
Let's go. Rob Rodriguez, we love you, bro. Seriously. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Ethan. Thank you, Marty. You guys are absolute legends, man. This channel would not be able to do the things he does if it wasn't for y'all. Seriously. Bam Bam, Connell, you've talked about it. You got a young core. You got some people could be excited about.
Yeah, I think, and it shouldn't have taken 4 years, but we've now got that. You can see it in the starting to come into focus a little bit. Maybe the vision for what these Joe Shane and Brian Dable are trying to do. Get a running back, physical running back like Scadaboo, can play both ways, can run, can catch, can do a little bit of everything. He's another guy that just kind of juices his football team up. You see him run over guys in the hole on the outside, shove guys off of him. That fires you up. That fires me up. I know it fires us up and all the Giants now, real ones. Malik Neighbors, we know what he can do. We know what he's capable of. And I think that –
how do you think he's feeling right now?
You've seen him on the sideline with Jaxson Dart. It was obvious, man. As much as he could praise Russell Wilson to the media all he wanted. He doesn't look at there's a video of Brian Dable looking at Jaxson Dart. Malik Neighbors doesn't look at Russell Wilson the way he looks at Jaxson Dart. That's just it.
Matthew Ayers says show up with the turtlenecks and face paint. Maybe we do the face paint this week. Maybe we do got it right here. We got the face paint in the studio. Maybe we get some face paint going for Jaxson Dart. It's going to be a lot of fun, man. I'm looking forward to a Giants game day again. Yeah. I was dreading the Giants playing this week.
It's only so the new season optimism gone already. So this is giving the Giants kind of that refresh on that new season optimism. It's a new era basically, and Jaxson Dart's getting us excited, but. Here's another guy.
Mr. Rick, before we get to Ethan Tremblay, so start typing those ETs. The Giants signed a kicker today, Mr. Rick. The Giants have signed Younghoe Koo. They have signed a kicker. They're smartening up. They're listening to the people of the channel. If this team listened to the people of the channel a little bit more, they might have more than one win in their last 15 games.
Absolutely. I think, obviously, there's football people and there's fans, but sometimes the fans, they're not dumb. There's a lot of fans, and they can kind of come to a consensus on their own of what's the right thing to do. And I don't know. There's not too many better fans of our show than our guy, Ethan Tremblay. We got a 3-point
Michael
Ethan Tremblay. Bang! Bang! Let's go, man. I did not expect to come into work today and get as fired up as
You weren't.
I have.
You didn't think you were banging at work today?
I didn't think we were going to be banging at work today.
It's KOO, Young Wei Koo. He went to Georgia Southern. He is from New Jersey, though, Mr. Rick. He is from New Jersey, Ridgewood High School in New Jersey, wherever that is.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar. I'm a Long Island guy, so I'm not too familiar with all the towns in Jersey. But a local kid, always an exciting story. Always love to see those guys come back. Another reason for the fans to be juiced up on Sunday. But to get to Ethan, Marshall, I know you're under the weather. Hope you feel better, bro.
Thank
but
you,
let me
brother.
ask you, is the Giants' season already cooked, or can Jaxson Dart actually flip it? 3 losses in, locker room shaky, fans heated. Feels like a rebuild year in disguise.
First off, Ethan, thank you, my man. Thank you for supporting the channel the way you do. It means a lot to me. I know it means a lot to Andrew and everybody here at Chat Sports. I'll say this. Is the Giants' season already cooked? I think it's more likely than not the Giants are not going to make the playoffs. I don't feel as if they're going to make the playoffs. What I will say is this. Just as losing is contagious, just as doubt is contagious, just as bad habits are contagious, a win with Jaxson Dart on Sunday shocked the world, inject some life into this team, create some winning habits, build some belief, get drunk off of the optimism. Like, it's not the craziest thing in the world to think the Giants can win 3 of their next 6 games. Or they could lose 6 in a row. Like, anything is literally possible here. I don't think they're making the playoffs, but I think this season should be looked through a lens of not wins and losses, but getting answers to questions that we have.
I think that while still the probability is still low, I think that all the probability of all those things happen is higher with Jaxson Dart in. You know, Russell Wilson ain't finding the fountain of youth and coming back and starting to turn back the clock for the rest of this season. There's a ceiling on this team, was on this team with Russell Wilson. Now that Jaxson Dart's there, listen, they're probably not making the playoff. They're probably not flipping the season around. They're probably still going to have a losing record, or at best 500. I think you predicted 8-9 in your preseason prediction. But there's always that sliver of hope that Jaxson Dart and that probability that he could kind of take it to another level. I think that didn't exist with Russell Wilson.
Yeah, like, how about the Giants start believing in themselves again? How about they believe what they got going on? How about they go and win a football game on Sunday? There's going to be bumps in the road. He's going to make mistakes. It's all part of the journey. It's always a beautiful picture. I'm ready to be a part of it. I'm ready to be a part of the Jaxson Dart era. I am. Ethan, we love you, brother. Thank you, my man. Sahagan's Detailing. What's up, Beast?
Yep, and he said, "What did I miss? I just joined. Also turbo time." So, sorry, we are going to get to everyone's super chat. We got a lot of them coming in. We're all getting fired up talking about Jaxson Dart. So I don't know exactly when you joined Sahagan's, but basically, to summarize it, Jaxson Dart named the starting quarterback. We're kind of just chopping it up about that. Another thing to take account for is that Giants also signed Young Wei Koo, Graham Gano, dealing with an injury, potentially headed to IR as a result of that move. So those are really the 2 big storylines we've covered on today's show so far. Otherwise, we're kind of all just engaging with the community, talking about what we think is going to happen with Jaxson Dart, kind of scenarios that may play out, how well he may play, what happens if he plays well, what happens if he doesn't play well, Brian Dable's future, and kind of just a joint renewed sense of optimism for the rest of the season that wasn't there 2 hours ago, 3 hours ago. Turbo time, I don't know. With Tracy's injury, what's the likelihood Turbo Miller gets to see some action? Guy looked good in the preseason, that's for sure.
Yeah, I would assume that he'd be a game day call-up. Only two healthy backs on the roster at this point are Scadaboo and Motor. Now, how much work does does Turbo get, if any at all? I'm not sure. I think he'll dress this week, but this is a Cam Scadaboo football team.
Absolutely. I probably expect him to get a lot of usage. And listen, Turbo Miller, if he gets onto that roster, gets called up for the game, there's an opportunity for him to make a role for himself. We saw him make some plays on special teams in the preseason. I think that's only going to make him more valuable to the team and give him another avenue to kind of stick around. I think Scadaboo is going to get a lot of work. We see they like him in the passing game. He caught 6 balls last week. They like him in the run game, physical runner, guy who can really add an extra element in the red zone. The Giants' red zone offense now, you got Jaxson Dart, you got Cam Scadaboo. Dart can use the middle of the field, could
There's
run.
some physicality there, too. Let's not forget, Jaxson Dart wants to run people over. Probably shouldn't, but he's like Scadaboo, a little bit screw loose, and that's okay sometimes.
I saw there was a thing online. There's 2 types of running backs. You're either a cerebral, intelligent, patient runner, or they called them crayon eaters and just ready to run people over and put their body on the line, run with reckless abandon. So I think it's pretty clear which category Cam Scadaboo sits in. Doesn't mean he's not smart and patient with some of his cuts, but I think he can't wait for contact. I think he seeks it out. He's like a missile to it and fires people up, and it's great around the goal line as well.
Marty. Texans just released C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Nobody wants him.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a guy I want on my team.
I'm good on him coming to the Giants, but yeah, he was released by the Texans. Eagles traded him. He's bounced around. I think he's one of those guys that wears his welcome out pretty soon.
Just a reminder for everyone, as we are catching up on our Super Chats, we have a 50-50 raffle going on and a Jaxson Dart jersey raffle as well. You can Venmo or Cash App Marshall on the screen there. And we're going to be doing that at the end of the stream whenever we finish, whenever stream we decide to end it. But right now the pot's at $240 for the 50-50, and then we'll also do a second race after that with the jersey raffle, a chance to get Jaxson Dart jersey, as he's now the starter and hopefully franchise quarterback for the New York Football Giants. So, reminder for anyone who hasn't been in it.
Yeah, if you want to have a chance to win $250 or a chance to win a Jaxson Dart jersey, a $20 Venmo or a $20 Cash App get you in the race. Yeah, I don't think there's been a declaration on the Tyrone Tracy injury yet. We just know he separated his shoulder. I have heard he's expected to miss 2 to 4 weeks. That's what I've been told.
I think that's been the prevailing reports, is that 2 to 4 weeks. So for anyone who's wondering, what's the deal with short-term IR? Would they put him on IR for that? Are they just going to – what's the roster impact of a 2 to 4 week timeline potentially?
If it's closer to 4, you could see him on IR. If it's closer to 2, I think they just keep him and promote, because you could promote a player, I believe, 3 times from the practice squad before you have to sign him to the active roster if you want him to play on Sunday.
And I think considering that's probably pretty good news on Tracy's shoulder. We thought that he could miss more time. It didn't look good. He came up holding it right away, a little limp. So 2 to 4 weeks could get him back in the middle of the season. I think that's good news considering.
Agreed.
Darren the Tuber. Fans rally behind Cutlet's truly starved fan base.
What's up, Darren? Hope all is well with you, man. Nick's Hoops. It's almost back, Darren. It's almost back. Red Rum. It was first-time Super Chat earlier.
Yeah. Where does the blame lie for this systemic bad performance over the past decade? Had new staffs, players, management, etc., same results? I think the only place that this naturally starts is at the top. It starts with the ownership. John Mara, I think he'll be the first one to admit that he's made some bad decisions and some mistakes over the past 10 plus years. I don't know. I think that anytime it's with one organization consistently having the same things happen over and over again, there's only one answer to that question.
I agree. Starts at the top. Everyone that's employed by the Giants deserves a piece of the tasty blame pie. Every single one. You don't fall, Andrew. You don't fall into the worst record since 2017 by accident.
It's not one bad decision that leads to that. There is a cycle and a pattern there.
Agreed.
Barry, S25, we signing Koo, love Gano. We need a guy to stay healthy. I'm excited to have a kicker be there for game day.
Jason Adams, we got you locked into the 50-50 raffle as well. Shout to you, Jason.
Yeah, I think, like we said, the kicker should be the guy you have the most trust in and the most reliable guy on the team because he's in there in those biggest moments when you need him most at the game on the line. So to have a guy that, and part of that is being available, being healthy. And if you can't do that, you can't do your job. And we've heard Joe Shane and Brian Dable repeat the same phrase over and over and over again: smart, tough, dependable. Listen, Graham Gano, his early tenure with the Giants, was the best player on the team for a few years. Their only Pro Bowler a couple of years. Those days are gone. He hasn't been healthy. He hasn't been as effective. And I love the guy, but you can't keep him around for what he's done in the past. He needs to be ready to go now. So Koo, it seems like, is going to be the first guy to step up and fill that void, and we'll see. We'll see what he can do. I mean, like we said, with the quarterback, the bar is low right now. If he can be healthy and make field goals and extra points, he's going to be an upgrade for the Giants from what they've been getting from Graham Gano.
100% agree.
Zay Bands, a little nervous. Hope we don't ruin his confidence. I don't think Jaxson Dart, to me, doesn't strike me as the type of guy who will lose confidence easily or ever. You see kind of this, and this guy kind of goes back to that it factor with the quarterback that we've talked about, and just having that swagger, that aura, that belief around you that makes it easy for other people to get behind you and believe in you. He's a guy who has that in spades. I think it's what drew Brian Dable to him. I think it's what it draws a lot of his teammates to him. And like we said, he's going to make mistakes on Sunday. It's how you respond from those mistakes that's going to tell us what we need to know about Jaxson Dart. So
I agree. He's gonna make mistakes. How do you respond? That's all that matters. This ain't getting fixed overnight.
Yeah, it's not. He's not going to look like Josh Allen after one game. And if he does, great. Can't overreact to that either, because once there's film on Jaxson Dart, the Giants have that to know what he does well and doesn't do well. Other teams are going to have that as well, and they're going to know what he does well, what he doesn't do well, what the Giants are trying to do with him. So,
look at C.J. Stroud.
Yep. Even if he has one good game and he has a good season, it's a
rent's due every Sunday. Rent's due every Sunday as an NFL quarterback. You don't get to pay rent based off what you did in the past. You got to pay rent for what you're about to do and what you're going to do in the future. You got to earn it every Sunday. I like him. I'm ready.
Tio, if Dart leads Giants to wins, do we still get rid of Dable? And if so, for who? I like Gruden.
Well, if the Giants win games, they're not going to fire Brian Dable. If Jaxson Dart plays well, I don't think they will fire Brian Dable. I don't believe that he is an elite football coach, and I want the Giants to have an elite football coach.
It's such a huge advantage, like you talked about, and it's hard to beat teams who do if you don't have one. To get out-coached, it's almost like an extra phase of the game. You can outplay on offense, you can outplay on defense, you can outplay special teams. If you're getting out-coached, it's still going to be hard to win. So I think, 3+ almost 4 years now, Brian Dable hasn't shown. It's not even our opinion on him. The data shows he has not won a lot of games as an NFL head coach. That's all they really need to know. I mean, if he does his job and gets Jaxson Dart looking like the guy that we hope he can become, he's going to keep his job. So then it's kind of just surrounding him. Maybe that means the Giants keep Dable, get a new defensive coordinator. Who knows? And as far as candidates, too early to try and pinpoint who that would be.
Look, I love John Gruden. I think he's one of the most beautiful football minds that's ever lived. I love listening to John Gruden talk football. But Andrew Connell, he hasn't had a winning season in the NFL since 2008.
Yep. It's same thing with the quarterback. Same thing. You can't turn back the clock and be what you once were. And the same thing what we talked about is that Brian Dable. The data is that of late, John Gruden has not been successful as an NFL head coach. And honestly, I don't want to stop watching him online either. So I hope if he wants to coach, I hope he coaches. But yeah, we'd be losing something in watching John Gruden talk about football.
Cha is motivated, excited, and reinvigorated. Look at you, Mr. Rick. Look at you. Hopefully you don't have to leave the game at halftime. Hopefully you don't have to leave at halftime this Sunday, Mr. Rick. I'm excited for you. Says he can't wait to go to the game. Guy's been a season ticket holder for 4 decades. Ready to go watch the Giants. That's exciting.
Yep. Speaking of Sunday, Michael Champlin says it's been confirmed that planes will be flying banners on Sunday. Well, I hope it's saying Jaxson Dart, we love you, or Jaxson Dart, let's go, because the vibes and the message and the story around the New York Giants is no longer how they performed over these first 3 games. It's Jaxson Dart.
I'm like one of the best people in the world at being negative. It's one of my superpowers. It's not the time to be negative right now. It's not. So, if you bought a plane, I think you should try and get your money back. I think you should try to get your money back.
Tom Meyer, in my opinion, Winston should be starting week 4, Dart versus Saints.
I respect it. Just feels like you're delaying the inevitable. The Giants need as much of a sample size on Jaxson Dart before they get to April's draft, before they have to make a decision if he's the quarterback or not. So, I get it. I like Jameis. It's time. It's start time. Appreciate the super chat, bro.
Sider, in my opinion, Dart is more ready than we think. He was a 4-year starter, 3 in the SEC, and produced very well.
Bruce Arians says, just now, Jaxson Dart can add so much to that offense with his legs and the energy that he brings. I would have made the decision 3 weeks ago. Bruce Arians, Super Bowl champion.
A guy who has had some success in the NFL as a head coach. Just want to remind people, we do have a 50-50 raffle going on. You can Venmo or Cash App Marshall. Right now the pot's at $250, and then we will be doing a Jaxson Dart raffle after that as well. So opportunities there. Come home with $250. Your day could get even better. You thought it couldn't get any better. Jaxson Dart was named the starter. It could get better. $250 up for grabs or a Jaxson Dart jersey.
Shout out to y'all. Still over 500 people watching. We've been live for 2 hours. If you haven't yet, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I would assume everybody watching at this point is subscribed. If you're not, hit that sub button and lock us in. We're on our way to 100,000 subscribers. It's unreal. I remember when we got to 1,000 subscribers. I remember getting a Slack message from James Yoder saying, why are we not at 1,000 subscribers yet? Well, we're almost at 100K, so here we go.
DM forever. Which top 10 team head coach would you not want if fired? It's a pretty hypothetical, loaded question there. I think if you're a top 10 head coach in the NFL, I think we'd want you to be the head coach of this football team, and you'd probably be an upgrade over Brian Dable.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm just ready to watch Jaxson Dart play football. I'm hoping Brian Dable works out. I'm hoping Jaxson Dart saves his job. It's September. I want to talk about the Giants. I don't want to talk about future coaches respectfully. I'm sorry.
Daniel Knowles, how important do you think Dart's fit is with Dave's system? I think Dart's aggression will come with some mistakes, but will pay dividends. It is what makes Josh Allen special, in my opinion. I think I just want to be like, what is Brian Daboll's system? Because the system isn't working. Whatever his system is has not worked that well. So I don't know if it's more about Brian Daboll's system than it is his ability to develop quarterbacks and get the most out of them and kind of refine. The big thing with Josh Allen was he went from a guy who couldn't complete a pass in college and maybe had some mechanical issues to a guy that now is one of the most accurate and successful quarterbacks in the NFL. So I think Daboll, it's more about his ability to develop quarterbacks than necessarily his system. But be curious to hear what you think on that, Marshall.
Yeah, I don't really have much more to add. What is you know what Brian Daboll's system should be?
Scoring points.
Yes. But whatever Jaxson Dart does best.
That's it. That's the good coach.
That's all that matters. That's what good coaches do. They find a way to get the most juice out of the fruit. I don't want Jaxson Dart trying to be forced into a Brian Daboll system. Brian Daboll, you're not good enough to have a system.
Yeah,
like,
very true.
Let's get something going that's like going to help Jaxson Dart be better. That's what I want his system to be. That's what I want his system to be.
Tom Meyer back again. I think he's saying replace Daboll with Gruden, replace Bowen with Antonio Pierce, and replace Shane with Brandon Brown.
I just disagree with all three.
Appreciate your support. $2 super chat.
Appreciate you, Tom.
All good. I think we hit this actually. Big test next Sunday. Rooting for Dart.
Shout out to you, brother.
Jinx he eats. Love the show, Marsh. How does Jackson show he is it?
We have that graphic of what I liked from preseason.
Yeah.
Do you want to show it as of a list 3 bottom?
Yep.
I think it was only 3, right? Or what I'm looking for, or
what I want.
What I want from Jaxson Dart. Yeah. I just want to see confidence. I want to see confidence from Jaxson Dart. Quarterback is a position that if you're second guessing yourself, you don't believe in yourself, that bleeds onto the other 52 players on the football team. Anyone that's played football, anyone that's been a part of a work project, a school project, you can feel when someone doesn't believe in themselves. You can feel when they don't feel like they're doing their own part. You walk into a huddle real quick and you could say that guy doesn't have it. That guy doesn't do it. Be confident. Be who you are. Have some swag. Wear the turtleneck. Get the eye paint going. Be yourself. That's why you're here. That's how you got to this point. Ooze confidence. Be Jaxson Dart. And show some leadership. And how about Malik Neighbors takes a step as a leader? How about Andrew Thomas takes a step as a leader? How about Jermaine Illuminor takes a step as a leader? Because it is a rookie quarterback. It is their first game. I don't want Malik Neighbors running a terrible route where he's lazy because Russell Wilson underthrew him in the end zone like last week. Pick him up. Like, he's going to make mistakes, Andrew. You got to have a team that's willing to surround themselves and just hug the process of playing a rookie quarterback.
Yeah, I think that your quarterback, listen, they need to be a leader. It's not optional for a quarterback. You need to have good leadership skills, but this is a team. This isn't a young team like that's a project. There's a lot of veteran football players on this team, and I want to see, like you just said, the first mistake that Jaxson Dart makes, of course he's going to be, on me, my fault, my bad. I need to say Malik Neighbors, say, no, that's my bad. I'll be better. I'm going to help you become the best version of yourself. I need to, the first time he gets sacked, because that'll happen, I need to see the offensive line there picking him up, saying, my bad, Jackson, won't happen again. We'll get you next time. Don't worry about that. And I think that kind of that confidence and leadership can go hand in hand with that confidence will make, it kind of ties in that leadership and it will make other players on the team want to lead and support and bring that kind of energy. But I think that the Giants are a veteran team and they should have those guys supporting him, and they should be all in on him as well because the team is going to be better if he is better. And then this is kind of more of a long-term one, but growth.
Growth. Be better than you were the prior snap. Be better than you were the last time you touched the football. Be better the next time you touch the grass compared to the last time. 1% better. 1% better. Find positives. Build off those positives. And play with confidence. Be a leader. Provide some juice. Be the spark. And play Jaxson Dart football. Play Jaxson Dart football. He's not going to show anybody on Sunday that he's a franchise quarterback. Because even if he goes out there and leads a double-digit comeback in the second half, there's a chance that guy is out of the building in 5 years. We've seen that. It's a measuring stick. We're going to find out where he is on Sunday, and then let's build off that.
It's only the beginning of his story on Sunday. No matter what happens, bad, good, it's just the beginning of the Jaxson Dart era for the New York Giants. So it's not going to define it either way. Like you said, that's every Sunday he's got to show up and play well or get better from last week.
Agreed.
So thank you, Jinxie Eats. Appreciate the super chat.
Thank you, buddy.
Trev the GOAT. Dart starting. Sign Koo. Why do the Giants always give me hope? Also, if Neighbors gets less than 10 targets on Sunday, fire everyone on the spot. I think that's one way you can certainly help Jaxson Dart. Just get the ball to Malik Neighbors. Make it simple. It should be simple. I think Jaxson Dart knows that for him to be as good as he can be as an NFL quarterback, he's going to have to feed Malik Neighbors the ball. I think that's the way that he can play well on Sunday. So, and then we've seen the Giants. The Giants are going to do well when Malik Neighbors has the ball, when Malik Neighbors is going. So we've seen them kind of have a little bit of a relationship. I think that he's going to be eager to get on the ball.
That's the next step for Malik Neighbors, in my opinion. Be a leader. Be a leader. He's a 21-year-old kid. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough losing. It's tough not getting the football. You're the face of the organization. It's
like you talked about. You want to be great. That's what's required of you as a player. You want to be a top whatever player in this league. You want to be the best player on the Giants. You want to, in the city like New York, there's just more that's required of you. Step up, be a leader, especially with a rookie quarterback. Set the tone. Set the tone.
Did you watch Week 1 Vikings? Who'd they play?
Bears. The Justin Jefferson.
Watch how Justin Jefferson was talking to J.J. McCarthy. Watch how he was building him up. Watch how he was giving him confidence.
Yep.
That's what you need.
Confidence. That's what you need. Because sometimes, listen, I mean, and we've talked about Dart having that confidence, and maybe he won't need it, but you should be showing that kind of confidence in your quarterback. And I think that,
y'all are the duo.
Yeah.
That's your right-hand man.
It might not have – I don't think it's the reason, but I don't think it helped the last two quarterbacks when Malik Neighbors probably didn't have the right attitude or show the right confidence or belief in those quarterbacks either. And that's right. Yep. I mean, Malik Neighbors can't be what Malik Neighbors wants to be without Jaxson Dart being what Jaxson Dart wants to be.
Mr. Rick, I've already put the house on the Giants 3 times this year. I don't have a house anymore. I do still have a ranch, but I don't know if I'm ready to get rid of that yet.
Day Daniels, I hate our season is already over in September again, but excited to at least see the young guys of the future, Scat, Dart, and Neighbors.
An identity. Something to be happy about. Something to be excited about. Something to look forward to. We got Mr. Rick up on his feet, ready to go watch the 0-3 New York Giants and sit in traffic. You know how excited you got to be to sit in traffic to go watch the 0-3 Giants?
It's a new era in Giants football, and hopefully we only build off of this. The excitement stays, and I think the Giants fans are smart. They understand that. Listen, they're going to be people who are overreact no matter what happens. But
shout out to Brian Smith and Kateri Brooks. Got both them in the 50-50 raffle. My bad.
Sweet. I think that Dart That's it. Just the beginning of the Dart era on Sunday. So not go too strong one way or the other, but want to see the energy. I want to see how the rest of the team plays with Dart in there.
It's going to get real reckless on this show if they win Sunday. I'll tell you that much, though.
Thomas Patton. This is optimistic, but assume Dart is the guy. What is our confidence in Shane drafting around Dart? Do we think we are an O-line and play callers away from a run?
I don't have much faith in Joe Shane.
He hasn't given you a reason to.
I don't have much faith in Joe Shane, to be honest. He's done a lot of things that I think were smart, but being smart isn't the only thing. You got to push the right buttons. Do
You make the right moves more than you make the wrong moves? And I think that's very debatable with Joe Shane right now. He has some hits, but he's also got some misses. So you can look up and down the Giants roster and kind of identify some of those.
You just have to go through the draft classes.
Yeah.
All you got to do is go through the draft classes. We don't have to do that today. Today's a fun day. Today's a happy day. I don't have to go look at the 2023 draft class to make an opinion.
Bring you down, Giants fans are having our moment right now, so that's it. Happy. Marty, I saw you said disregard this chat after we addressed your first super chat. Just want to show you appreciate the support. $20. We already said C.J. Gardner-Johnson.
I just don't think he's a great locker room guy.
I don't think that's what they need right now. And that's saying a lot because he could potentially on field be an upgrade at the corner position because the Giants need help in that room. But I don't think that the Giants locker room needs a guy like that right now. Like you said.
I agree. Marty, we love you, brother. We love you, brother.
Day Daniels again. If we had a better record, Burns is a legit defensive player of the year candidate. Wish everyone played as hard as him and have been really impressed with him.
I love Brian Burns. He's my favorite player on this team right now. I think he embodies what New York Giants football is all about. Fast, strong, physical, aggressive, tough, empty the tank, play through injury, play for 60 minutes, leave it all out on the field, bleed blue. I love Brian Burns, man. He's really good at football. He is really good at football. He's playing like a top 10 defensive player in the league right now. We're lucky to have him. I love Brian Burns, and I'm happy that he's got that C on his chest. I love that guy.
Absolutely. Been a great player this season, and I think we all kind of had our hearts skip a beat a little bit when he limped off the field a little bit, but came right back in, ready to go, and he's going to be bringing it on Sunday. Will the rest of the team be bringing it?
Yep.
Master of Coin, XRP. My Master of Coin plan is coming true. No need to waste draft capital on a QB. Use high pick on a sticky CB1. Draft an impact linebacker. Legit wide receiver 2. O-line depth round 2 through 7. That all sounds great. I think that points out that the Giants are not one player away from contending with some of the top teams in the NFL, and I wish they could get all 4 of those positions in the first round and draft linemen the next 6 rounds. But I think that there are some promising pieces on the Giants, and I think that they need to make some additions. I think Marshall will probably agree.
Let's just hit on some draft picks. I don't really care about the position. Let's just draft some football players. Let's just draft some winners.
Yeah, I think we talked about that yesterday, in that the best organizations just take good football players. You can never have too many good football players. It doesn't matter what the position is, and that kind of goes into the coaching again of adjusting the scheme to the players you have. It seems very simple, but it's a logical way to be good as a football team. Get good football players, step 1. Step 2, adjust the game plan to what you do well as a team. Trying to fit pegs into holes is a lot harder than just getting good football players, doing what they do well.
You mean you shouldn't draft a corner in the first round because he fits Wink Martindale's system?
Yeah, who you're then going to fire 1 year later, or he's going to resign, or whatever happened with them.
Yeah. Probably not a good idea.
Speaking of offensive line, Jace Turney, trade Hyatt for an O-lineman.
who's trading for Jalen Hyatt
I wish
and who's
someone-
giving up an offensive lineman that's playable for Jalen Hyatt. I love the hope. I love the optimism. We've seen people leave this building recently and turn out to be way better than they are. You know what? I hope that is the case with Jalen Hyatt. I got nothing against him. I just don't think he's an NFL receiver. I just don't think so.
I think if he would have been getting snaps any of the last.
Giants are
2
desperate for
seasons.
explosive plays. If Jalen Hyatt could do it, they would play him.
Yeah, I think that they're not seeing it in practice. If they're not putting him out there in the game, they're not seeing him in practice. So, unfortunate, but hey, if it happens, I'm all for it. Fade Lex, $2 super chat. Appreciate you. What do you think about moving Marcus Bowe to guard?
I think he's. I would do it. Hopefully, Jermaine Illuminor is your tackle of the future at the right spot. Hopefully, Andrew Thomas can continue to get healthy and stay healthy. Marcus Bowe's too good to just be a swing tackle. Is he a perfect player? No. Is he an impact player right now? No. But he's got NFL potential, and the Giants haven't had that in a draft pick at O-line in God knows how long.
I think the Giants are not a good enough football team to keep good football players on the bench. So it's about kind of, I think you've said in past videos, get your best 5 guys on the field and make it work.
I like him at right guard. I like him at center. I like him at left guard. He can play every spot.
Ronnie Mize, $10 super chat. Appreciate you. I am not a Giants fan, but I believe in Dart. He will bring success to this football team.
From your words to God's ears. To God's ears. Thank you, Ronnie.
Harry Adams, we all knew it was going to be a matter of time before Jay Dart was going to start. He's mobile. He's got a good arm. We'll see. Russ wasn't the answer. Everyone knew he was on borrowed time. Let's go, Giants. Face paint. He's calling for the face paint on Sunday. We'll see.
Salute to you, Harry. 100% agree, bro. Thanks for being a real one, man. We appreciate it. Thank you.
All good. I felt Dart should have started the second half of the Washington game, and he showed what he can do in the pocket and when pressure comes all preseason.
He's got his chance now. Go make the most of it. Life's about making the most of your opportunities. Go capitalize. Go show them. We're all rooting for you, baby. We're all rooting for you.
Jerry Colon. Yes, we signed Younghoe Koo. Finally, we have a kicker.
Yes, we did. We got a kicker, Jerry. Hopefully he can stay healthy and make some kicks. That'd be awesome. Thanks for supporting the show, JC.
Necessary. Don't be too optimistic. If the play calling is still the same, it doesn't matter who's at QB.
Hopefully the play calling's not the same. If you're running the same offense with Russell Wilson and Jaxson Dart, then you don't deserve to be a play caller.
All right. We are caught up on Super Chats. A reminder to everyone, we do have the 50-50 raffle and Jaxson Dart jersey raffle going on.
Last call for this. I'm going to run to the restroom. When I come back, we'll do the raffle. We'll do the race. Then we're going to sign off. We're not going to do a mailbag today. We've been doing a mailbag for 2 hours and 30 minutes. We'll have a video out on the channel about Younghoe Koo, but we're going to sign off in a little bit. Last call to get into the 50-50 raffles. Connell will handle that right now.
The division, does anyone know when the giveaway is announced? We're going to do a duck race right now on the show once Marshall comes back from the bathroom. That'll determine who wins the 50-50 and determine who wins the Jaxson Dart jersey. So, yeah, that'll be it. If you hang around, it'll be over shortly. We'll know who will get both of those things. Those people will then get in touch with Marshall, and then we'll make sure that everyone gets what they need. Rob Simpy, no mailbag. Like Marshall said, Marshall's been answering the questions for 2.5 hours here on the channel. We've had a great time chopping it up with the Giants Now Real Ones. Appreciate all the support you guys have shown. Yeah, it's an exciting day for Giants fans. So we're happy. I think all the Giants fans are happy. Obviously, we had some super chats that said Jaxson Dart should not be playing or this was the wrong decision. And people are entitled to those opinions, but given what's happened the first 3 weeks of the season, this is a positive day for the New York Giants and their football team. yeah, if you're a Giants Now real one, let's get in the comments. We can chop it up. We are going to be doing that 50-50 soon. So you got Marshall's Venmo and Marshall's Cash App on the screen. You can shoot those to him. He'll confirm before we get back all the final entrance into that 50-50 and that jersey raffle. Then we'll get going, and we'll have more videos out on the channel, he said. So we'll get those to you as quick as we can. But appreciate all you guys coming out, showing the support. So, yeah, no mailbag today. Sorry, Zach. We've kind of been answering some questions for about 2.5 hours. You guys have been all in the chat, asking the questions, super chatting, giving us things to talk about. So, yeah, appreciate you guys supporting. But let me know. I guess, what do you think? Give me a score prediction for Sunday with Jaxson Dart in as quarterback for the Giants. Drop those in the chat. Let me know. What do you think? Giants win? Giants lose? How many points does the offense score? Let us know. I'll read some of them out. We can discuss. But as far as let me see. We've scored 37 against Dallas. We scored 6 against Washington, 9 against Kansas City. We'll get 24. I think we'll get 24 points. Yeah, and we get euphoric with 27-24. Giants win. I think they're going to score some touchdowns with Jaxson Dart. We should see improved red zone play, more optionality with those read options that he's already kind of shown a little bit. Get him and Cam Scadaboo, give the defense, make them make a decision on some of those read option plays. Use the middle of the field. We saw him throw a few touchdowns across the middle in the end zone during the preseason. So I think the Giants get those red zone percentages up a little bit. And yeah, Rob Simpey, 24-27. I think seems like everyone's on the same page. We think the Giants are going to get around a few touchdowns in those mid-20s. Willow Garcia, 22-18. I'm not sure what the scoring would have to look like to get to 22. I guess maybe some 2-point conversions, successful, unsuccessful. Scott Phillips, 27-24 Giants win. It seems like there's a little bit of a consensus here in the chat. Seth Gross, I think we scored 23. Would have been 24, but Koo was right on an extra point. I hope that's not right. I hope Koo knocks down all his extra points, even some field goals if they need. Listen, at the least, a healthy kicker who can make extra points will be an upgrade. Thomas Patton, 34-30 Giants. If you told me the Giants scored 34 points with Jaxson Dart at quarterback, that would fire me up. 34 points, we'll see. Up to Brian Dable and Mike Kafka to dial up some plays, come up with a good game plan to put him in a position to succeed. And, we'll see what he can do. Like we said, he's going to make mistakes. There's going to be bumps in the road. We have to be reasonable with our expectations for him, but at the same time understand that it's not hard to be an upgrade over the quarterback play that we were getting from Russell Wilson. So I think that's what we can expect from Jaxson Dart. Yeah, Sean, it can't be worse than what we just saw on Sunday Night Football. Dolo, how many passing yards do you think Jaxson can get? I'll go around 250. I think they're really going to try and make his life easier and establish the run, which they kind of did pretty well on Sunday. Scadaboo, I think they're going to feed him, have him run hard against that Chargers defense. But Chargers are a good team, and if the Giants fall behind, they could be forced to throw the ball a little more, and those yards could go up. He could get over 300. Yeah, I think we've talked about this Giants team is not a contender right now, and I don't think that changes when you put Jaxson Dart in at quarterback over Russell Wilson. But at the same time, Jaxson Dart is not going into a team as bad as most rookie quarterbacks go into. Giants have some pieces on offense. You got Malik Neighbors, who's a top 5, top 10 wide receiver in the NFL. You have a franchise left tackle that's now healthy in Andrew Thomas. You've got a running back in Cam Scadaboo who's looked good the first 3 games of the season. And the offensive line for the Giants has statistically been pretty good. Russ wasn't throwing interceptions on Sunday because he didn't have time to throw. He was just making poor decision after poor decision. So Scott Phillips, 300 yards and 3 TDs, that would be something. I don't know if we can expect that out of him, but I think he's capable of that kind of performance. We'll just see how the Cards lay down and what kind of game plan they have, what the Chargers do against him, how they try and stop him. And I have no doubt he's going to show up ready to play, but we'll see how the flow of the game goes. The Giants get ahead, they get behind, and hopefully they can establish a run, and it's not all on him. But we'll see. So, Marsh, we did some score predictions for the game coming up this week. The consensus seems to be the Giants scoring somewhere in the 20s. Yeah, I said some touchdowns would be a welcome surprise for Giants fans. So a couple people had 23, 24, or 22.
How about Brian Dable and Mike Kafka come up with the best opening script they have in their careers?
Yeah.
How about they put a can't fail opening script into this ball game?
Mm-hmm. This is time. You guys are supposed to be the offensive gurus. Let's see. You've got all time. You know what's going in. You know what Dart does well, and you have the advantage of them not knowing what you're going to do with Dart, other than 3 preseason games. So I'd love to see it. I'd love to see them start strong. I'd love to see Dart get a few easy throws, settle in, establish the run, feed Scat the rock on that first drive. I think all Giants fans would like to see that.
All right. While I was gone, the last person to get in is Thomas Patton. Shout out to Thomas. We got you in the 50-50 raffle, my friend. That's going to get us to 28 ducks on the pond, $280 up for grabs, and then we will do a Jaxson Dart jersey raffle as well. And then we're going to sign off. Shout out to everyone that tuned in. Over 10,000 people have tuned into the live stream today. You guys are awesome. We appreciate y'all. We've been live for almost 3 hours. You guys are the best. Final call to get into the 50-50 raffle. My man Rob Simpy, what up? Can we do clowns versus ducks? Rob Simpy, how you been, buddy? Cam, $20 to enter. You can enter as many times as you want. All information you need is on screen. A dart rushing touchdown is such a lock on Sunday.
Right up the middle, QB draw, or a little read option around the side. Scat, the defense crashes. Dart dances. I'm here for it.
WL Graves, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you, man. I know I don't sound great. Trust me, I know. I'm doing the best I can. Trust me, no one's more upset they can't talk than me. I'm trying my best. I appreciate everyone that's sticking with us. Doing everything I can.
All right.
Take care of yourself, Rob Simpy. Don't forget that. Take care of yourself. Adam beats the buzzer. So add Adam Laughlin in there.
Got you.
Adam Laughlin, we got you in, my man. Lamar Adams, can I see Antonio Pierce as the defensive coordinator? I sure hope not. Why would we want Antonio Pierce as the defensive coordinator? He's never been an NFL defensive coordinator. Because he played football for the Giants? Should we get Antrell Roll as defensive coordinator? I don't get the Antonio Pierce stuff. Antonio Pierce is not an NFL coach. He's a crybaby. Look at the way he talks about the Raiders right now. He's a crybaby. and I appreciate everything he did for the Giants. I think one of the best tackles I've ever seen in my life against the Green Bay Packers. He's a talker. Antonio Pierce is a professional talker.
I think the bottom line is the Giants could have had him in the offseason if they wanted to get him. They didn't. So I think that, and no, I think no team has him right now, to my knowledge, right? So
he is unemployed.
Yeah. So I think 32 teams agreeing on something probably means it's true.
We have a Raiders show here. It's extremely connected to the Raiders locker room. It was not a good ending for Antonio Pierce there. It was not a good ending.
All right. We got all 29 people in here. We'll shuffle people up. Everyone's got a duck on the pond. I promise we're not skimping anyone. And we'll go ahead.
This one for the money.
This is the 50-50.
This one will be for the money. Someone's going to go home with $290.
One for the money. And
good luck to everybody, and shout out to everybody that supported the show today. Corduroy TV, I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Who's going to win the bread? $290.
I don't know. I make the mistake too many times of going with the early leader. The early leader, a lot of times won't get it done. So
I like where Corey P is. He's kind
of lurking in the back there.
Austin Bloss is in a good spot. All
right, coming up on 20 seconds here. Still anybody's race at this point. Oh, we see some separation starting to show. Charles Valentino, Corey P, Marshall's pick on the left.
Did he go upstream?
I don't know. Does he have multiple ducks? He has
Here we
two
go.
ducks.
Corey P, someone from the back.
Brian
Bradford. Shout out to Brian Bradford.
Congrats to you, man. 290.
Brian Bradford, I just sent you $290, my man. Shout out to that. All right. He entered one time. Turned $20 to $290.
That's it. All you need to do is in to win. It's an investment for Brian Bradford today. So that's it. That's why we do this thing. People get to get a chance to take home some money. It's pretty cool. His day just got even better. Jaxson Dart named the starter and $290. Not bad.
Did you already take him out?
No, I'm gonna do it now. So we're racing again.
He was the second one in.
We're racing again. We just took Brian Bradford out. So now only 28 ducks. 27 ducks on the pond. Shuffle.
Flip Blade says, I am Brian Bradford. If you are Brian Bradford, check your Venmo, my man. Check your Venmo if you are.
So this second race is for the Jaxson Dart jersey raffle.
Jaxson Dart jersey raffle. You have a week to get in contact with me. I'm not going to chase you down. You win. We're giving you a jersey. I need your size, the color, and the shipping address. If you sent on Venmo, you can just comment on the thread. If you sent on Cash App, you can just find me on social media at @MarshallGreen_ and send me a private message.
All right. Everyone understands the rules. Here we go. Shuffle them up one more time. And here we go.
All right.
Somebody's going home with New York Giants starting quarterback, Jaxson Dart jersey.
The starting quarterback, Jaxson Dart. Can't believe it's this soon, but they had to do it.
Yeah, I think the earliest anyone was thinking was week 5 probably. And that was if things went bad, and things have gone bad. And
0-3 changes plans.
Yep, and the pressure, and I think Brian Dable's feeling the heat, no doubt. So we come up on 20 seconds here, still bunched up. Little separation. Mike Grundig taking a lead. Can he hold it?
Big
for the last
lead.
15. It's a huge lead.
Is this just a runaway?
I think this is the biggest lead I've ever seen.
Oh, Matthew Iyer up top, peeking through.
Yeah, Richard Richard, will he close the gap? No way. Brian Smith.
Oh, he sniped him. He sniped him.
It's a good day to be a Brian. Maybe this is a sign for Brian Dable.
Brian.
Yeah, maybe this is a sign for Brian Dable. It's just a good day to be a Brian.
Brian Smith, if you're watching, you won our Jaxson Dart jersey giveaway. Brian Bradford just said, thanks so much. Woohoo. Salute to you, Mr. Bradford. Thank you for supporting the channel, and thank you for being a real one. Look at all the Brians win today. Brian Smith, right?
Brian Smith, yes.
Brian Smith is on Cash App. He was the last Cash App we got at 2:31 today.
He's in the chat, Brian Smith.
Yo, I won Clutch Duck. Brian, send me a message on Twitter at @MarshallGreen_. Size, color, shipping address. Send me a message on Twitter. Size, color, shipping address. And we'll get that hooked up for you as soon as possible, Brian. As soon as possible. Salute to you, my man. Salute to you. All right. I don't got much more to say. Anything else?
No, I think that this is just a good day for Giants fans. I think we talked about at the beginning, you're going to remember where you were when Jaxson Dart was named the starter, and we hope that that's the case, and we hope it's a day we talk about for a long time. I think a renewed sense of optimism for Giants fans and something to be happy about, which we haven't had much of in a long time. So excited to watch Sunday. We'll be doing a watch party. Hopefully everyone pops out, subscribe to the channel, and you'll get a notification when that starts going. But no, I'm pumped up, man. I didn't expect to come to work expecting news like this today. So
Cool. We'll be live an hour before kickoff, maybe more on Sunday. So subscribe, turn those notifications on, tell a friend to tell a friend, and let's go, Jackson. Let's go. Start time.